Finn finds himself at attention before a raised dais where a tall, blonde man has in his hand two objects. One, a medal that is very hard to look away from for Finn. He's been waiting for this day for a long time. And in his other hand, a watch along a silver chain. Another representation of the amount of work and ethic that Finn has shown to reach the position that he is in now. Along the corridor leading up to this dais is lined with military personnel in crisp white uniforms, all standing at attention. All eyes are on Finn. Lieutenant Commander Diedrich.
Sir.
You have shown nothing but the absolute utmost respect and honor to this uniform, and with that, today we have decided to reward you. Not only with a commendation, but a promotion to your own captaincy. Please, present yourself to the Admiral Bjornsson so he can fit you with your rewarded medal. And he offers to you to stand next to him.
Finn does so.
You look out over the rows of military uniforms that all seem to blend together to you, except for just a few. Your second in command of this new ship will be your wife, of course, and also a few other standout uniforms that you've gotten to know very well over the last few years. As you kind of look over and you think to yourself, whatever your innermost thoughts would be, tell us what those are as the Admiral pins the captaincy's medal to your chest.
There wasn't much that was in the beginning. You know, it's you started out as an orphan, you grew up with nothing, and you work yourself to something, and you push and you push, and you meet people in your life that are worthy of being, worthy of your trust and your loyalty and giving it back. And you achieve this rank not only because of yourself but because of others, and it just feels so rewarding to have this and get this ship that I can command with the people who I trust the most as my family. And it's just an overwhelming sense of pride and joy, and Finn's just overjoyed that he now gets to, sail with the people he trusts the most and cares for the most.
And as you kind of feel that particular bit of pride swell up, you are presented in this nice cushioned box, the pocket watch.
Kind of opens it up, and there's the emblature of captaincy, and just kind of, it's very beautiful and ornate and has all these this filigree on it, and he's just thinking to himself about everyone else with him but himself, and he's just this is for them.
As you think that, you realize that the Admiral has a hand on your shoulder, and he's saying congratulations to you, but you didn't quite hear him. You were a bit too involved in your own head, in your own thoughts. But as you realize that something is expected of you, he asks you if there's anything you want to say to the group ahead, a short speech. You are the man of the hour.
Finn will kind of stand up, and he'll just be like, "This is an incredible honor bestowed upon me today, and it is because of the few that have chosen to be my loyalist of subordinates. I am nothing without them. And
there's a few woo! as you say that, but it's quickly cowed down as decorum it must be maintained.
We look forward to continuing to be useful to the Navy and being in the position to help as many people as possible.
And you see the Admiral kind of nod. He's got a little bit of gray in the blonde. He's a bit more of a seasoned seaman than you are at the moment. Ha 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 ha. And he says, well put, well said. And with that, I think that's all for today. Please, to our newest captain, a round of applause. And you hear there's quite a bit of measured applause, and then of course there's a few more a bit more enthusiastic, a couple more woo, yeah, and then again quickly cowed as the quorum must be presented even now. And as the applause kind of dies down, the strict military ranks kind of break as the ceremony starts to close down. And the Admiral looks at you and says, it's been a long time coming, and I think you're going to do great things.
And Finn will give one last salute and be like, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And then
he walks, and then the Admiral walks away.
Feeling sentimental, sir.
And he just kind of closes it, and he's like, remembering why I do this. And he just kind of looks over at RoY.
Oi! What was that all about? I was trying to talk to you, and you were just sitting there, looking at the damn pocket watch. Now I'm like, hey!
What are you doing in my captain's chamber?
Really rude, not to pay attention to people.
You're being weird. We all came to check on you.
I would...
What are you fiddling with
Get
yourself?
back to the... Aren't you supposed to be cooking dinner or something?
Oh shit, he's right.
Dinner can...
Man your posts.
Rat table cook itself.
All right. And with that, welcome to Lizards and Locations, Roots of Yggdrasil, Episode 4. I hope that little opening gave you a little bit more insight into Finn Diedrich and what he's gone through to get here. Before we get into the episode proper, I would like to say thank you for watching, and make sure to check out our sponsor, Dice Legion, and check out the link in the description in the bio below, and use our special promo code LIZARDS to get 10% off of all polyhedrons and polyhedron accessories. We actually have a little example, I think, of the dice bag that turns into a dice tray, don't we?
Oh, yes, we do.
Look how cool that
The
is.
old bag.
Look how cool that looks.
And oh.
Oh.
Look, you
And
pull
then-
it apart.
And then you can pull it
open
apart.
it up,
and you can
stretch
open it out. I gotta do this,
you
right?
stick some
Yeah.
fingers
Yeah.
in first.
Yes.
Just pull it, stretch it.
And now, I have a dice tray. I rolled a 6.
My
Yay!
dice from Dice Legion, I'll probably roll better than that.
Statistically probable. Alright, when we last left our adventurers, they had arrived at the Rock of Bral to do a little bit of research at the Library of Spheres. They were accosted along the way by some rats of varying sizes and shapes.
Bitches.
And along that little altercation, it was seen that they had the insignia of Gaspar's Reclaimers, which was an interesting little bit of trivia that they kind of gathered. So now we know someone knows something, and they know that our adventurers may or may not have that particular thing. There was a little bit of a chase down as one of the were-rats stole an important item from Finn that was quickly and smellily retrieved. And after that, they decided that it was not quite up to military standards to present themselves in the library smelling like sewers, so they went back to rectify that situation. Whereas our mercenaries, having had no such setback, went straight to the library, and we'll set ourselves up right there where they can take it away.
This place got a lot of books.
That is how libraries work, yes. I know you're not a fan of school.
And you're supposed to read all of them.
Not all of them, only the ones that you need.
So which one are we looking for then?
Well, we're looking for anything on Odin, I think.
All holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe something to do with a raven, or... I don't know.
Sure, we can look up
Ooh.
all the books on Corvids.
Eye patches? That might be a good thing to look at. Runestones?
That might be useful.
Huh.
We can look up stuff about the World Tree. We really need to figure out where to take it to, you know?
Would you say the library is pretty packed, or is it,
Probably not as packed as you would think. The Rock of Bral is not exactly the kind of place where a lot of people come to research.
Okay.
It's more like it's...
They have a university. Like a prestigious university.
Yeah, but libraries are...
I'm gonna look at the map here and just... Where would they put it?
In the fancy bit.
The fancy bits.
Half of the upper city is taken up by the palace that Andrew has.
Yeah.
Andrew? I don't know how to pronounce it without saying Andrew, which just sounds like me. Which is kind of weird.
It totally depends on. You said you were thinking about having it larger.
Yes, I was thinking about having it larger, and I was thinking about it. It is larger than the standard one in the book where it's a mile long and half as wide. Not quite enough for me. It is a little bit longer, but a university is pretty big. So I think universities are probably things that happen planet side, not necessarily on the rock itself.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay. It's more like community college, gotcha.
Yes, the rock. What is it? ROBCC. Yeah, that's where we're going. So when you really want to make an economic decision regarding your higher education,
Somebody in the library if I just keep this up for another 2 years, I can transfer over to Eden.
when yeah. Rock of Bral Community College is actually just a colloquial term for the school of hard knocks of growing up on the Rock of Bral. If someone tells you they went to the ROBCC, it means that they grew up on the freaking streets.
I expect to hear it from Hoagie now.
An alumnus?
Oh no, I'm definitely not trying to get Hoagie to say that. No, absolutely not. No, I would never try to do that. But yeah, there's people in it, and most specifically, there is a bright yellow Aasimar that is manning the front desk.
Okay.
And you see him kind of shuffling through some returns as he's checking the codes on the books and putting them into the proper places. And then you can see every so often when he finishes a set, they all kind of magically shuffle off into their appropriate places.
You think we go talk to Sparkles over there?
That could be a good place to start. He can tell us how it's all organized and take us to the card catalog.
Alright. We'll go and approach.
Okay. And then as you approach, you see a little nameplate on the front desk. It says Librarian Solari.
Solari.
Solari. Solari. Solari.
Excuse me, Master Librarian Solari. We're looking for books that might give us some information on the Allfather. Would you be a kind soul to help us out?
And he looks at you. He's got the bright, glowing, orange skin with bright yellow eyes. He's it hurts a little bit to look at, but you can kind of understand why he would be a librarian because he kind of has his own he can read whenever he wants to.
Yeah. No.
He kind of looks you over, and looks all the way up at you and all the way down. And he's just like, "Oh, we've got plenty of stuff on the Allfather. What did you need to know specifically?"
We really need to find general information about his location.
Location of the Allfather.
Yeah.
Like specifically, or like Asgard? Because like specifically, you would think Asgard. Now, do you want to go there?
I don't know. It could be an interesting point to study just how you might theoretically fly over there, you know?
Yeah, how would one get to Asgard?
Well, I'm glad you asked. The last reported time someone went to Asgard and recorded it was well over 200 years ago, almost before the Rock of Bral was founded. But, interestingly enough, it isn't unknown to happen. The problem is getting someone back.
Okay.
And the other problem is getting someone to write it down.
Huh. That's interesting.
Any records like that would be fantastic, you know?
Well, you could always check our star chart records over in floor 4 and then orb 3.
Okay.
So that's that unique kind of like points up. You see that bright yellow orb that's kind of rotating around about 4 stories up?
Yeah,
That's what you're looking for. It's going to have anything you want to know. It's going to be a very kind of secluded area. There's not our most popular subject. Star charts tend to be a bit dry for most.
Okay. And do you guys have ladders to get up there and such?
And there's stairs and such that goes up.
All right. Just,
I guess like spiral staircase that kind of like winds around each other.
And you said that gentleman recorded his travel? The one that
There were several recordings of it. There wasn't any names attached to them per se, but I'm just saying that there were. The last time someone wrote down, "I went to Asgard and here's what happened, and I came back." It was a considerable time ago.
If we could find that record of, you know, how
It would
to
be
go
up there, yes. It would be in section 4, subsection 8, probably like third shelf or so.
Okay. All right. And just another question. I'm still new to the whole, understanding the Pantheon. I grew up learning about the Allfather and all, but what do you know about Yoth?
Oh, Yoth, the Vanir goddess of fertility. Not that most Vanir goddesses are about fertility, but
Get behind it.
she's known to kind of reside over the natural laws of the universe and that kind of balance that is trying to be struck. There's, especially in this age when planar travel seems to be a bit less restrictive, there's still laws that need to be maintained, and she's one of the ones that makes sure, on the Vanir side at least, that is kept straight and narrow.
You'd say a pretty respectable person?
I would say most respect the Vanir as a whole,
Okay, alright.
and I would never say anything against our Aesir pantheon.
Absolutely not, why would you?
Exactly. So, but yes, very respectable.
I suppose.
Okay, alright. Well, I think that's the main questions I had. Physic, did you have any other questions?
Well, what do you think would be I know what the seed is called. What would be the seed of the world tree? That could be really useful in our paper that we're writing.
Seed of the world tree.
Yes.
I can't say I've ever heard of such a thing. The world tree is what gives the entire universe structure.
Sure.
I don't know if I've ever heard of such a thing.
Any good place to find just information on the world tree then?
Oh yes, absolutely. There's plenty of information on the world tree in pretty much anywhere here. What specifically did you want to know about? There's the interplanar travel part. There's the internal structure of Yggdrasil. There's how to navigate through that in a particular way, where places to go.
I mean, maybe navigation, maybe how it came to be, why it doesn't die.
Interesting. Well, the basics of the world tree can be found Right on the first floor, right over there, and he points to a large, like, orange sphere that kind of is attached by a small, and all of the orbs are kind of attached to the outside through a small, like, tube hallway corridor. And he kind of, like, points to that one as it slowly moves around. And, like, all of them are slowly rotating around the central pillar. So that would be where most of the, like, basics of what Yggdrasil is, how it functions, what keeps it thriving.
All right. Well, another thing, I don't know if this is something I need to bring up to you, but on the way here, we were attacked by some of those gas bars. You know, the gas bars reclamation group.
Sure.
Yeah, they.
We've hired them several times to collect library books that didn't quite make it back in their allotted time, so we're familiar.
Okay, that's fair. They were a little rambunctious when we ran into them. Are they?
No, here's the question: did you have something that wouldn't belong to you?
Not that I'm aware of.
I had nothing taken from me, so I guess not.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not one to speculate on Gaspard's inclinations and what he says to do with his troops. All I can tell you is that they hold a, if not sparkling reputation on the rock, then especially an effective one.
Yeah. Where is Gaspard? Low city, high city? Where would they be?
Oh, I'm afraid you'd have to ask somebody else about the specific location of Gaspard.
Okay.
That is not something that I keep track of.
Gotcha. Yeah, I just want to, if I need to put a complaint in.
We have I have a liaison with his agents. I've never met the man personally.
Okay,
Assuming it is a man, I again never met them.
That's fine. Yeah, just wanted to make sure if you weren't aware already, they were spotted.
No, they're usually spotted. It's not necessarily. They're usually not necessarily in hiding.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead and look up some books. Thank you so much for your time.
Rat King.
The librarian guides you to where he thinks you need to go. Where do you guys go? Do you guys go to the 4th floor for the nautical maps and charts, or do you go to the 1st floor where all of the basic
I think
information
we'll
is?
start with some basic information and then do some star charts once our friends get here.
Let's hit the specific one first. I feel like there's more books of the basics and of the specificities.
Well, yeah, but wouldn't Finn and RoY be really good at those star charts?
Oh, you think that they'll be good at the which part? Exactly.
Star charts are for traveling in a Spelljammer
Yeah,
ship.
smart though.
Sure, but I haven't been, at the helm in a while, so...
I can always let you get the helm if you want to.
Oh, that's really sweet. Yeah, no, I'm perfectly happy to let you take the wheel.
You say so.
Here we go.
Boo! Boo!
So
Where's my NPC mask?
so we need to start with the basics, you think?
I think starting with the basics on the 1st floor could be useful, because I think Finn and RoY might have more to say up on the 4th floor.
Are we thinking Odin is for dummies, or like what?
An Odin is for Dummies book would be great.
Odin is for dummies.
There is an Allfather for Dummies book that basically goes over basic old school lore from Odin, like before the current iteration of the Pantheon, as is understood by modern scholars. So, like, how he became known as the Lord of the Hanged, how he and the Vanir kind of went at war at some point, and it's not quite clear if that's continued to this day or if there's been some kind of equilibrium established. And there's a lot of references to Ragnarok as well, where it says that there's something that happens during Ragnarok, but then there's always something after that.
Mm.
So it's kind of like shrouded in that kind of mystery, and it says so in the book that a lot of this is like almost mythos. But there's been so many sightings of Odin's influence and various gods' influence, and like sightings of specific gods. Like you find a couple people who have said, or a couple like things where like people have said that they've met Odin, they've met specific gods, either in their dreams or out in wild space or various places. So it's not hard to find information on it. It's hard to find recent verifiable ones.
Okay. You got all that done?
Yeah, yeah, I
Alright.
did. You're really good at reading out loud.
I was working my way through it.
Surprised you can read.
It was that Addie can read, and he's smarter than Addie.
No, you said it was 6. Or like Christmas.
Christmas 6. Yeah. That's the
His intelligence is like 10.
Yeah, that's the abrasive part.
Like, he can read, he's just an asshole.
Just.
Alright.
But it's not charming like when I do it.
Sounds like holy intelligence, right?
Well, I mean, unless
Side
there's
eye.
something else, but no, that seems to be all the info that's here.
I wonder if we could find a book on like Asgard. Oh wait, that's part of the star ones.
Yeah.
Where are those 2 lovebirds at?
I know, they must be taking their time in the bath.
Bath.
Well, you know.
Fancy
Jumping in
shower.
a bucket of cold water and then putting on clean clothes.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's that little snap thing.
Yeah, I know, he could heat up the water real nice. He
Snap
could
soup, I never make fire.
This is a question for you.
For me,
Yeah.
I get to be involved in the campaign.
Nice.
Well.
You had said previously in the past that
Mhm.
casters just get prestidigitation. Do you still hold that up?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, if you cast a spell, if you cast,
You're telling me you went back to the ship to bathe and you could have just magicked it away?
I didn't know it at the time. Okay. But at the
I
same
prefer
point,
to cold dunk of water.
yeah, a good cold dunk will get you through the day.
It's like a cup of coffee.
It is like
Okay. Like,
yeah,
and also, there were other reasons to go back to the ship.
I give Druidcraft Thaumaturgy and Prestidigitation to any caster of that particular, brand. Yeah, like the Divine, Primal, Arcane trichotomy that certain publication is trying to do, which I think is actually a pretty good idea.
So I guess flavor-wise, I might actually be more thaumaturgy.
You're more Paladin than Sorcerer?
I don't know, because I think it
What
would.
are your levels right now?
I'm currently levels-wise, I'm more sorcerer than paladin.
Okay.
But I think personality-wise, probably more like a paladin.
Well, then you can do Thaumaturgy instead.
Yeah.
You get one, you don't get both.
Yeah, of course. I know. I'm thinking thaumaturgy makes more sense.
Okay, in that case, then you wouldn't have the ability to press the digitude by that way.
but I did.
Well, you just didn't, so.
You know, he's a dick, I'm a dick.
Be that way sometimes.
I just feel like a commander would have thaumaturgy.
It makes sense to give it like that booming voice thing, especially.
Yeah, exactly. I think it just makes a lot more sense.
I like that flavor.
Just use a booming blade.
That's not the same thing.
He does that like snapping thing. Like,
Yeah.
and he creates fire.
Yep.
It's all that, right?
Yes.
Not bad.
Like this.
I can start using him to. Oh, you can do it too.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. Why can't I do it?
You should really
My
talk to your.
finger's too thick.
You should really talk to your god about that one.
Well, we got a book on him. Is this book chained or anything like that? Is it like does it seem to be attached to the?
Some old school library.
Yeah, like
Fancy, expensive.
no, it's just a
I
book.
don't think All Father for
So-
Dummies is one of the expensive.
So do you think this is? Do you buy these or do you run them?
Well, it depends on if we're at a bookstore or a library, and since
We're at a
it's
library.
library, yeah,
So you have to steal it then.
you're supposed to put it back
When I'm done stealing it, though,
when
right?
you're done reading it here.
You can't
I
just.
mean, they might have cards to rent the books.
Let's go talk back to the librarian and see what the
See if
system
they
is.
have a library card.
Yeah.
Sure.
Go back to find that. Azamar. Excuse me, I know, Master Librarian, that we talked to you before, but we didn't talk about how the system works. Do we rent the books for how long? Can you purchase books? Is that possible? Or
We have a small selection of books where we have more than one copy of them that we sometimes sell on special occasions, but usually no. Usually what happens is you come to me with the selection of books. and I gave you probably 4 or 5 of them that you're allowed to rent for a specific amount of time, usually 3 weeks or so, and you bring them back.
Alright, and
And when they don't get brought back, you send those rat people after you.
I don't send anybody. I talk to Gaspar's reclaimers, and they go about getting the book back after, and this is only if you do not respond to several other things where I or someone on the library staff contacts you and asks you to return them politely until it gets to the point where we have to take issues into somebody else's hands.
okay, alright. So I got All Father for Dummies here.
I see that.
Is this a purchasable book or is this a renting book?
Unfortunately, no. We're not selling any books at this time. It's a very specific time frame where we have a collection of books in a storage.
Like a clearance, you're trying to get some
Exactly.
extras off.
You
Friends
understand.
of the library sale.
Sure. And he kind of like looks at you like I'm not really quite sure what you're
What
implying
does
there.
friends with benefits have to do with this?
No, that's not what I said.
Okay. Anyways, well, thank you. So, do we need a membership card, or do we just give you our information, or?
Well, do you have an ID that I could copy down?
Yeah, my license actually. Yeah, I do have a license.
Excellent, thank you. And he'll take it and he has like a little thing of like 2 pages where he like kind of folds it in it, and then you see him like infuse it with a little magic, and a copy of your license kind of shows up on the top page. And he opens it up and he hands it back to you, and then he files it away. He's like, all right, you're all set.
All right, you said about 3 weeks, right?
3 weeks is the standard amount of time, so I would like to have it back by that time. If not, then you may incur some fees.
All right, and if I let's say
And some rats.
if I need to find
Eventually.
if I find a couple more books that I can just bring them. I can still bring.
You
them
can have
to
up to 4 books without further clearance.
All right, cool. Thank you. I appreciate you.
No problem.
This is the first time in the library. It's really
I
exciting.
can kind of tell, and it's always nice to see someone thirsting for more
I
knowledge.
can't wait till they read to me. It's gonna be right. All right.
As long as knowledge is imparted, however many ways you manage to do that is perfectly fine with me, sir.
All right. Well, let's go do a proper book about it and some more.
Now, if you were looking specifically, and this is me, Andrew, speaking as a DM. If you were looking for information on Asgard, there was certain information on that in the place you just were, but it was more like a mythology, like the myths of Asgard and like how Valkyries would choose warriors to go into Asgard and Valhalla and kind of do that kind of thing. There wasn't any like, this is how to get there, besides dying and being brought there.
Definitely don't want to do the dying bit.
All right. Well, let's start scouting out some books. We'll wait for our friends to come, and we'll see if they have any recommendations.
Sure.
If you see a real good-looking fella, blue coat, orc, sharp tusk, does a lot of this. You might snap at you. That's one of our friends we're looking for.
The library have known who I am.
How do you go to the library a lot?
I feel like we probably go there a decent amount in terms of like gathering intel on like missions and things. So we probably go there like often enough.
Okay, then yeah, he would know who you were.
Yeah.
Oh, Captain Dietrich.
Yeah, a little abrasive. You know, not as charming as myself, but always has his lovely partner with him.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to let him know you guys are heading up to the 4th floor.
Yeah,
I
full.
think so, yeah.
Yep, that's
I'll relay the message.
Appreciate it.
And I mean, at this point, it's probably been enough time where you guys have made your way back, and
So
this
there's-
time you probably didn't take as many shortcuts.
There's
Or maybe you did. Who knows?
There's nothing that's like particularly eventful about going back to the ship, right? There's no
Nothing that specifically needs to be mentioned.
nothing that's off.
Okay. I mean, Jimmy kind of looks at you guys like, what are you guys doing? Because you got your back pretty early, but
Well,
he doesn't. He's too busy to really question you about it.
I feel like he'd be like, "What are you doing?" Oh, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Fucking in the back.
I wish.
That's a hefty scent you've got there, Captain.
And he holds out his pocket watch. And he's like, "It was all worth it."
Jimmy kind of starts writing down on his dockmaster docket.
He's gonna be like, "You're not putting that in the
What
report,
really good
right?"
doctor? What would it be? Just a log, I guess.
Yeah, just a log. Yeah, we get it cleaned up and we head over to the library.
Okay. By the time you guys get there, you guys have just arrived at the star charts and navigation room. The librarian sees you. You're pretty easy to spot with the crisp, clean military uniform, and he tells you that your friends are on the 4th floor in the bright yellow orb. And then you can clearly see as it rotates, a good 50 feet above you.
And I know the librarian's name.
Yeah, Solari.
Oh wait, how do you
Solari.
Oh,
Like
Solari.
solar, I'm guessing.
We did not ask.
I mean, it's on the nameplate on it.
Yeah.
You didn't ask. It was on his nameplate.
Yeah.
Well, apparently I don't look at those things.
Guys literally said like Master Librarian Solari.
Mhm.
I just added the Master.
Master Fearbolg.
Yeah.
Master Wizard. Final Fantasy 9. Pretty good.
Mr. Vader.
No.
No. Anyway.
Okay.
Alright, so is there anything you want to do in the library specifically besides go up to help with the navigational charts?
No, not at the moment. I think the navigational charts are probably the most pressing thing to consult. So we'll look at those, and then I'll see if that gives me enough information before I start scouting for something different. And I'll look over the report too of like the accounts from somebody who's been to Asgard as well. I'll take a look at that as well.
And it gets in the Star Trek area.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
that's in the same area of the Star
Okay.
Charts, yeah.
Yep. We'll look at Star Trek then.
So as you guys look over,
And Finn's very familiar with how to like do all the access.
and this is a pretty large section as well. Like it's filled with lots of scrolls, lots of like fold out maps, that kind of thing. And on the ones of Asgard, you see there's a familiar quadrant. It's called the Cluster of Brilliance, where it's a lot of very bright white main sequence stars. Like it's not super high energy like like the blue ones, or like something where you would expect a lot of star formation, but it's very, I'd say like not. I will keep trying to say energetic, but like it's very idyllic. Let's say there's a more than normal proportion of habitable planets, main sequence white stars. It's very highly populated area in the wild space kind of structure. And you can see like it's laid out at like a world tree. Like you kind of see like in the middle is the Rock of Bral and like many other planets, and like the higher you get, the more it goes into like the celestial realms, and then higher than that is Asgard, Vanaheim, that kind of thing, and then down below is Niflheim, Hel, Muspelheim, that kind. And like it's kind of the way that it's set up is a little bit strange because it's a 3D representation of this situation, but it's just like it's a star chart, and a lot of it kind of ties into the whole perception equals like the reality of wild space. The more like it's generally believed that like the more someone believes that this is how the universe is set up, the more it kind of aligns itself to that kind of thing. So like because the Rock of Bral is in such a unique place, it doesn't move much, but there are definitely times where, say, a place like Hell's Forge or Eden or things like that have moved significantly, and that needs to be tracked. And there's a whole plethora of services, including one branch of the Navy that keeps track of that kind of thing.
Is it so? Are these star charts that are like these are public record of star charts, or is this a segment that is authorized by like Navy?
This would be public knowledge. Anything that's in the Library of Spheres that isn't in a restricted section would be public knowledge. If you wanted to get access to restricted areas, you would have to request it.
Gotcha.
And it's not even necessarily that it would be at the Library of Spheres. That might be specifically held in, excuse me, either in HQ on the Rock of Bral, or at a planet side base, or at the Leviathan, the flagship of the Navy.
Gotcha. But okay, so I'm gonna look at the report specifically from the guy who went to Asgard.
Okay.
I'm gonna read that.
Okay. The name isn't publicly available, but it does show a route that goes past Eden, because Eden is in the northern quadrant of this area. And you find one that shows you to a specific gas giant named Asgard, and its moons listed as names that you recognize as the names of Valkyries. Like Hildur, Sigrun, Ýr, Kara. Like there's a long list of that kind of thing, as it's a gas giant with a lot of moons that kind of orbit it. That's what most of the star charts tend to lead you to.
And so that's where the records came from. It's over in that. Like that's where they were sailing towards, and that's. How? I guess. I don't know how I would vet further that this is accurate or not, other than just markers along the way that I would recognize, aside from Eden 6. Okay, so they went past Eden 6. Is that
where you got 6 from?
not Eden 6, just Eden. Sorry, in my head it corrected Eden 6. It's just Eden.
That would be fun. Like the 6th moon of a gas giant Eden, that would be fun. But unfortunately, no. It's just it's a rocky terrestrial world, much like Earth.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. If I go further past Eden, is that just sort of it's just too wild of a space to.
There's a lot of uncharted areas past the specific places of the world tree, and there's a lot of reported instances of when you go past the recorded areas, it gets real fucky real quick, because again, the structure of this world is perception. So in order to expand the public perception of the universe, it requires a lot of time and a lot of it requires the spread of information. So when things when a new world is found and mapped, it takes a long time to pin it down, to make sure everyone knows where it is, and then there it is. So you can go past it, there are explorers that do that, but there are times when the explorers go out and they don't come back. And they probably will at some point, because wild space, you can't really die of old age, but they may have only been thinking that they're out there, a couple weeks, and it's been years. It's a risk that explorers take to explore.
Mm. So we're heading to uncharted lands, or supposedly uncharted lands.
Yeah, the gas giant Asgard is one of the farthest, most charted planets.
Charted?
Yes, it is charted. The star chart shows you where it is. So because this knowledge is in the world, it's published, you're looking at it.
Yeah.
You can be fairly certain that unless something very drastic has changed, especially in the public perception of that, it should be where it says it is.
Suppose we could, based on the star charts there, we could chart a course to Asgard.
Make an insight check for me. Everyone make an insight check, because let's get everyone's rolls in early this particular session. Let's play some Dungeons and Dragons about it.
Dungo the wagon.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Thank goodness. I got an 18.
Okay.
13.
Natural 20.
Very nice.
Wow.
So, and this applies to everybody, but I guess especially Yogi.
So 21.
Sure.
Okay. He had a big brain moment.
All right.
Though, I'm
Wait
not
a
gonna
minute.
lie.
He's got a +1 to his bonus, but he rolled a natural 20.
Well, Finn has a +0.
Plus
So
2.
The idea that the planet named Asgard leads specifically to the celestial realm of Asgard is not necessarily a slam dunk. Like, you know that it is in the area where Asgard is most likely to be, but like, is this Asgard? Is this the place you need to go? It's hard to tell. Because like this is a navigational chart. This is from a purely pragmatic standpoint. You're trying to find Asgard, and that's Asgard according to star charts. So is that where it is? Is that how you get there? Is that how you get to the celestial realm of the Aesir? That part is not clear.
And the gentleman who wrote how he went to Asgard and then got back didn't tell us whether or not he went to the gas giant Asgard.
Again, this is not a like journal. This is just a navigational chart. And there are notes written in the margins about how he got there, what he did. He said he landed on Sigrun, one of the interior moons that was habitable. He noted a small settlement, and then he came home. And you see him like where he like found small shift adrift in the Ether City. Nothing to be, and like there's little bits and pieces of like where he stopped along the way. So yes, he went to Asgard. Did he go to Asgard?
It's as good a start as any, right? I mean, let's be honest. Still something to go off of.
It is. Seems very on the nose, but.
Well, I also got this Allfather is for Dummies book as well. Some great information.
Can I take a look at that?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I did rent it already, so please don't lose that. Don't lose that. Whatever's going after me.
I'll try not to. He's gonna just like flip through the pages.
It's a lot of, like I said before, mythological renditions of Odin. How he like different like stories of what he's done to specific figures in Nordic mythology. Doesn't paint him in the greatest of lights.
Doesn't he just look wonderful in it?
So
It's
here,
majestic.
he's gonna like read out one of his like bad qualities because like he's. I feel like Finn generally knows about the Allfather, but I don't think that he would like know specific details that are like.
I mean, let's see. One of the ones that doesn't paint him in the greatest of lights. Well, there was always the war with the Vanir, where Freya was wed to him as a kind of like a peace treaty, and she kind of fucks her over about it and traps her in Midgard, so that she can't go back to Vanaheim.
Real savory figure we're tracking here.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of lightning, you know.
I've never been a fan of any gods, so yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, and to be fair, as a rule, the Pantheon is not exactly revered in the sense of a great ruling class. They're more revered in the fact that like they are powerful beings that deserve respect.
Yeah, kind of just like legendary, not always the
Yeah, they're not moral beacons of like this is how you should take. Like you take lessons from them on how to live your life, not necessarily because they've told you how to do it, but like, hey, maybe don't do this particular thing because kind of a big move. But it's important to take those as, allegories. And like again, these are mythological statements. How true are they? It's hard to say.
Anything else you think we should look for? I can get 4 books. I already got one. And I put it under my name. Keep the paper trail away from you guys, Looking out for you.
I appreciate it.
Now that I think about it,
I appreciate
not
you
the best idea.
sticking your neck out for us there,
Ah,
Hogarth.
The very real danger of renting library books.
I just, I think it's a good idea. We need to get some more rat tails. They'll come after me. Get the rat tails. Go from there.
It's true. So many more rat tails. So, where are we headed then?
Well, I think we're heading to see Odin, so I was guessing Asgard.
Sure, but how do we get there?
Well, that's up to Captain.
I think we head towards this planet for funsies.
Funsies is a nice term for it.
For reference as well, Jotun's Breath, where you found the seed, is in the northern quadrant as well, near the celestial realms. As labeled as celestial realms.
We found one god there.
Do we usually travel in packs?
I'm just saying if it's a, honestly I don't know what I'm saying. It's cool as I love my bakery.
It's the most sensible thing Hoagie's ever said.
Nonsense. For real.
So when we were heading there, was it like? So we were traveling through wild space and right, or was it charted space and we were traveling with it was very linear heading to Jotun's Breath, or was it wild space?
When I say wild space, what I'm referring to is the areas in between the places where someone's consciously thinking of. So, when somebody thinks of Jotun's Breath, it exists where they think it's going to be. And because there's people on Jotun's Breath, it's especially static. Once somebody is there and they live there and they're like, yes, this is where I am, their perception, their cognitive ability to bring it into existence is almost unbreakable. So yeah, it was, but when you say you always travel through wild space to get to anywhere you're trying to go. That's how you're able to go as quickly as you can because you're not bound to the cognitive limitations of this is how physics works.
Yeah.
Right.
Respectable.
So if we perceive that Asgard is Asgard, maybe it'll be Asgard.
I'm so glad that you picked up on that so quickly. That's so fucking good. Maybe that might just be it.
I think we need to have a clear understanding of what we're looking for.
So you learn about Asgard then?
We need to learn about Asgard to know Asgard.
Alright, let's get some books. Alright,
More books!
Asgard for Dummies. Let's find one of those.
So we're gonna grab books related to knowing what Asgard is. The place of myth.
So we can
Okay.
picture it solidly in our heads.
There are plenty of mythological books about Valkyries and basically the gods, Thor, Balder, Odin, all those those are the big ones. But there's also, the gods tier, and also the giants of Jotunheim is also another there's a lot of crossover between those two things. And also a lot of crossover between Vanaheim and Asgard. So there's plenty of books to kind of give you an understanding of what Asgard is mythologically.
Okay. I'll start with books specifically on Odin and on like Thor too.
Well, we already got the old one. I got you.
Yeah,
Don't
you
worry.
already got the Odin one. So okay, or did he already get the other one?
He has the Odin for Dummies one.
Yeah.
You get one that's a bit more meaty. Like so, like Chronicles of the Allfather, Chronicles of Balder, Chronicles of Thor.
So you want one of the Chronicles? Chronicles of Odin?
This is more my speed.
There's like a almost a anthology of stories of specific gods. So if you wanted to get, Balder, Thor, Odin, Tyr, etc., etc. There's also one called the Stories of Mimir, which is another anthology of different stories of just random kind of.
If we get a book just on Asgard, what would that be?
There are some. There's so many on Asgard. Is the thing. It's like the question isn't did you find books. The question is which books are you looking for?
I'm looking for description, setting, the idea of what it looks like, what it inhabits.
Okay. You definitely can find a. There's a couple ones that aren't concrete, but like there's a lot of speculative
Okay.
works of like what Asgard might look like based on eyewitness accounts or like messages from the gods.
Okay. Speculation.
Because I've said this before, there are plenty of times where somebody finds a mythological figure, they find a Valkyrie, they find the world serpent, or the ethereal serpent as it's called now.
I got Odin for Dummies, Chronicles of the Allfather, and Asgard in its speculations.
Is there one that's like an art book that's full of artists' renderings of the
Absolutely
place?
there
So I can
is.
read
Kind of
through a
like the
collection.
hells, how they did with the hells.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I can just
There is an art book
meditate on it.
there's a lot of artwork depicting the 9 realms,
Yeah.
including a specific one. There's the ones that are specific to individual realms aren't as large because there's only so many speculative things that they can put in there before it just starts to get redundant.
Mhm.
And you can see like as you read through that particular section, and that would be not necessarily in the navigation section, but I'm not going to make you go down and interact with Solari every time you're looking for a different book. So yeah, you go to a different section, you find an artwork section where like there's specifically large pieces where you can see artist depictions of planets that are named after certain things. Like you see an artist depiction of the gas giant Asgard,
Mhm.
and it's this giant like almost Saturn-like thing where like with a gigantic ring system and several moons,
You want that one?
Yeah,
and
I think I was
it
just-
looks breathtaking. It's very
that
pretty.
like 9 realms, essentially.
Yeah, and there's a depiction of Muspelheim of this like fiery, almost like bright red streak across the sky as this terrestrial planet that almost looks like it's pulsing, like it's a static image, but it almost looks like it's pulsing with energy. And there's Niflheim, which has the a blue streak across it as it kind of looks almost misty.
Got my 4. This is a good start.
And there's an artist depiction of Helheim, which is almost like a cluster of these black orbs where light bends around them, and it looks almost impossible. Yeah, there's also, Alfheim, Vanaheim. Vanaheim looks like this lush, like a series of like lush planets kind of stretch out into the distance. These are nowhere near what any actual celestial body would look like. It is 100% like an artist rendition. Like there couldn't be 3 planets that close to each other because they would rip each other apart.
Mm-hmm.
Once somebody conceived the notion of gravity, that entire situation would implode.
I like this concept that things are just existing because we don't know that they exist.
I thought you might.
So I'm gonna bring Odin for Dummies. I already had that one. So Chronicles the Allfather, Asgard Speculation, and Asgard Planetary Art to
Very nice.
start.
So I think it lends itself well to a speculation of how things got to the way they are, which is kind of the whole point of the campaign. Spoilers.
So do we have our books that we're absolutely going to bring back before we leave this city? Not take with us on our massively long journey.
I'm good. You guys got a lot of reading to do. I got some pictures. Oh shit! Can you rent one of these? Actually, real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I want to look for a book of Thorgon Bramsey's recipes.
Okay. There's absolutely a cooking section.
Okay, I'm just looking for the most like.
There's
Master
a
Chef-esque.
whole freaking section full of Thorgon brands.
Okay, I'm just grabbing a cookbook.
As you can imagine, he is one of the most popular chefs in Wild Space.
There we go. Let's go. Priorities, guys. I'm sorry.
I think Finn is going to pick up
Helheim's Kitchen.
a couple
That's what I'm
books
gonna call it.
on like fabled beings that would, be contentious with Asgard, and maybe like
The list of beings that would be contentious with Asgard is limitless.
limitless. But I'm thinking of ones that are specifically like, I guess I'm not really thinking of specifically ones. Never mind.
I mean, what are you thinking? Give me the end thought here.
I'm more like trying to.
Because like the main ones that are kind of against Asgard would be Vanaheim and Jotunheim.
It's more like trying to figure out any information regarding this massive ship that would be pillaging. That is.
Oh, okay. So this is a completely separate investigation.
Yeah, it's more related to just like how does this fit into it? Why is their tech completely advanced? Like, what even was this? How long has it been like?
I can give you that.
recorded?
We're gonna do a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons in here, and we're gonna do an investigation check.
Could you?
The most, and like I love that I say we're gonna do Dungeons and Dragons every time I ask for a fucking roll.
Bruh. Bruh.
Dodra.
11.
11. You find a book that has a lot of unknown encounters on it, and none of them specifically show what you're looking for, but the thing is, like, there's countless species that exist within the entire span of Wild Space and the World Tree, and there's new ones added every day. Like, there might be, like, tomorrow there might be an entirely new race that realized the ability to spell jam and insert themselves into the universal like arena, and just because you haven't seen them necessarily on the Rock of Bral doesn't necessarily mean that they're not out there doing whatever they need to do. So you don't have any specific information. All you know is that it's very possible that a race would be able to interfere the way that it did. It's not unheard of.
I guess it would be one of those things that I would have to poll rank, because this would be one of those things where, like, if somebody else also responded to another distress, and
It's very possible that such information would not be readily available to the public, because that might cause panic.
I think I'm going to keep that one in the back pocket and maybe investigate
Okay.
more
Sounds perfect.
classified.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
Fitbit, you just getting that one.
Fitbit.
No.
Yes. Excellent.
I think that's what I'm gonna focus on. I'm gonna let you focus on Odin. I'm sure everyone else will focus on other things. I'm gonna really meditate.
I'm going to
on
meditate
what
after
it
that one.
looks like.
Alright. Alright, so just the artwork then for you. Alright.
Accumulates the 5 books I believe you were at.
Yeah, 4 for me, and then the 5th one's Fitbits.
Okay, so 5th, you will have to give Solari, your
Sure. Do I have like leftover ID from when my parents, like when I lived with my parents?
do you? That's a 1,000% your decision.
Am I allowed to have
Yeah, you-
identification?
unless you had a particular reason to throw it away.
I mean, I feel like it's useful, and so I'll keep it, and I'll be like, yeah, it's totally charged to Vast Shadow.
Is that the name you went by?
Your mom?
That's my mom's last name, right?
Is that the name you went by? Is my question.
That's the last name on the ID
Okay.
card. I don't use it very often, but I feel like, in the case of wanting them to hunt down somebody,
So it
the
says
Vast Shadow.
Corvin Vast Shadow is what is the name on the.
Oh, fair point.
Because you're dead.
Fair point. Then I guess it probably says the other one.
And let's say Star Helm, right?
Mhm.
Corbin Starhelm it is.
Corvin Starhelm Jr.
Sure.
Okay.
That's,
I mean, the second is
probably
yeah.
says the second. They're fancy people.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fancy people always
What
use
about the fourth?
The 4th.
That'd be fun.
the 10th.
The 10th. Yeah, make it the 10th.
Don't look at me.
That way it's
Corbin Star something.
It's a very
Star
well thought
Helm.
out background,
Mhm.
just to be clear.
It really is, except for their names. The 10th.
The things where like you've got the end thing, like this is gonna be great, this is gonna be excellent. Okay, what are their names? Fuck.
Uncle Fithy, Uncle Pithy, Uncle Liffy.
All mine are based on artists.
Liffy,
shitty.
Uncle Shifty.
I said shitty.
He's a con man.
Shitty shifty.
Uncle Swifty.
Uncle Swifty. He's a DJ.
Some of the best characters in comics I've read the last 2 years had characters named Shitty and Shifty.
Their names, huh?
So anyway,
So yeah.
Dark glass.
Here's a question. Are those IDs current? Have you been keeping them up?
I don't know. They're very rich people. Do their IDs go bad?
Yes, IDs.
It's
will
not. It's not
expire.
just like a signet ring that's like, yeah, I'm totally.
Isn't basically you can have a signet ring as like an identifier, but it's not considered ID in the form of like a legal ID. Like you can't give somebody the signet ring and be like, "This is who I am." You could have easily stolen that.
I mean, you can in a lot of places, but
The-
no,
the-
no, I don't pay to keep up like an ID.
Well, the reason the ID for
Sure.
for him worked out for
Yeah.
Hogarth worked out is because there's a picture of him on it.
No. So they want photo ID.
They want photo
And
ID.
no, it's not current.
Okay.
Why would I pay to keep that up?
For this specific reason, I would imagine.
I don't go to the library very often.
Well, it's just for subterfuge, is what I'm saying.
Oh, fair point.
Not specifically the library.
Sure, for subterfuge reasons, I keep up the
Okay.
card.
Sure. All right, then he's like, all right, thank you very much,
Easy gross.
and he has that specific like double paper.
Every time I use
infuses
it,
it.
there's a pit in my stomach that goes, oh my god, I hate my parents.
And he hands you it back.
Thanks.
And files that away.
Die a little inside.
Happens to the best of us. The things we do to accomplish our goals.
It's what we do that defines us.
With the gift of life.
So if we got
I'm
everything,
Batman.
so if we got everything, we should probably get out before we run into some of my family.
Your family's better than my family.
They're in the middle of a political battle. I don't want to be a part of that.
That's fair.
Certainly. We can head out.
I agree. Let's head back to the ship. Or, yeah, back to the ship.
Or, yeah, back to the show.
Or they're attacked by more rats.
RoY, don't want to assume or anything like that. You have a great quartermaster, I'm sure. Hopefully. Seems okay. But
Seems okay.
supplies were good for a journey.
I can check with them when we get back.
Alright.
See if we're good.
What's his name again?
Jay's.
Hughes, right?
Hughes.
Hughes. Alright.
So you were talking about Jim.
Jim is the dock worker, right? The harbor master.
X.
Alright, well, everything go good with the Navy?
They were chipped in.
They didn't really ask us too many questions. When we
No.
went through.
They thought we were pleasant, fantastic, and let us go.
They said that was the most charming person they've ever met.
They
I'm
did.
sure they did.
You deception check.
Is it necessary?
11.
Or you don't-
No,
Yeah, it's not necessary.
it's not. But it's
That's
funny.
why I rolled poorly.
But it's funny to say. I think it's fair to say that both of you don't believe anything that either one of them says.
All the time.
I'm already predisposed to not believe.
Yeah,
I just take you with a grain of salt.
it depends.
Uh-huh,
It
and
would
then
really
just-
depend on like what you were trying to accomplish with what you were doing. Like if you were actually trying to deceive them
Yeah.
for like an actual reason, like yeah, all right, let's do it.
He just said shit to say shit.
But like you're just you're
I'm
just,
a
you're just
well
bullshitting.
seasoned sandwich, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and the thing is, Finn wasn't born yesterday.
I was born Sunday, but it wasn't yesterday.
Finn is not a firefly.
Alright, so we head back to the ship.
Okay, great.
Noted.
When you get back to the ship, it's notably empty. The only one there is well, everyone's on shore leave because you guys left and it's
I would hope that there's somebody on the ship.
There
though.
is somebody on this ship.
Okay.
Hughes is still there taking inventory.
Mostly because of our precious Fabergé item on board.
Well, here's the thing: if your ship goes into port and you act like you aren't leaving, it's suspicious.
Yeah.
So Havoc and Fury left to do check in with Naval HQ, probably get more provisions because if we're going back out, they're going to need more food, more like basic necessities. Especially because it seems like you guys are going to go to some unknown place that they don't know about yet. They don't know that you go to Asgard. They don't know where they're going.
When they went to go change or whatever, would they have been there then? Or...
Sure. Yeah, if you wanted to talk to them at that time, like retroactively, I would say no to that. The only-
Before we do go back to the ship, I do wonder if it would be useful to stop by the more secure, like, records.
Oh, at Naval HQ?
Yeah, Naval HQ.
Okay. Absolutely.
You bringing the two civilians with you?
Nope.
Yeah, that's right.
Certainly
Where
not.
are we going?
We're going to the ship then? Or...
Yeah.
We'll
I
go,
just
back,
don't want to be I don't want to be in the...
we'll go back to the hideaway and bide our time.
For reasons, I don't really want to be around Gift Town too much.
Our hideaway's not in Gift Town, right?
No, I found it.
Lieutenant,
So
can
we'll
you
just
take
go
them
to our
back to the
hideaway
ship?
and we'll bide our
Certainly.
time.
Follow the lieutenant.
But if we do that,
That'll get you access back on a military vessel.
So we're going with you then.
Yes.
Alright. I think we're good.
sure.
I won't be long.
How are you guys going about that?
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Can we make a pit stop at our place real quick?
Meet at the
Her
docks.
to bide our
I
time
need to get the
together.
rest of my mess kit.
Oh, sure.
Meet at the docks.
That's fine. Yeah. That's good.
It's up to you.
So, we'll getting civilians on my military craft.
Yeah, they did come off the boat and then we're off our Spelljammer, and now it would be suspicious if we brought them back on.
Prisoners.
That's kind of why I'm asking how would you go about that because I'm not going to give you any hints as to what you could do, but there are several ways to go about that. That probably would be, if not suspicious, at least acceptable.
So there's a couple
Okay, I got
long
an idea.
cons we can play. We can just like stumble aboard looking for the bathroom. You can bring us along as prisoners. You could invite us to a party.
I was going to tell Julie that you were so grateful for the rescue that you offered your services on the ship as repayment.
Did she just send interest to the Navy?
It just doesn't sound like me.
Right. I'm not a fan of indentured servitude.
I am not actually doing that.
Oh, good.
So there's no contracting.
I wigged, didn't I?
Sure.
I love it. I don't want to be a slave to them. They're like, bro, it's called lying.
I'm good at that.
So I would be, well, what's the salary like?
No, we're
Do you
not signing a
actually-
contract.
If you want a salary, we can negotiate a contract. I just didn't think that was what you were interested in.
I mean, I'm taking time out, but.
Finn's already gone, so this is just.
Yeah, I figured as much.
That's why I'm not interjecting with anything.
So, how's the negotiation here going exactly?
I don't think we actually want to be in service of the military.
That's fair. Yeah, it feels a little restrictive. Yeah. No offense to you,
No,
but complete
this
offense.
is a choice that I've made.
No. It's fine, we'll find money where we can. Usually stop by, grab my mess kit stuff, and we'll be good.
Alright, meet you at the docks then.
Where Jim lives at, right?
Yes.
Right. Off we go.
Off we go.
And to be fair, the docks are an extensive thing. Like half the freaking side of the Rock of Bral is a series of dockyards.
They know.
Mhm.
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to talk to Ghibli before they get there because I know that Hoagie's a terrible liar.
But I'm a fabulous dog.
Oh yeah, absolutely no offense to Fithic. It's just Hoagie, it almost makes a hobby of giving himself away.
You see Jim Lee, and he's talking to a large hobgoblin female who's trying to convince him of something, it seems like. And he doesn't seem to be buying it.
I'll observe.
So there's not much to observe. She's basically gesturing to a strange string instrument that she's trying to kind of sell as something that that she doesn't have to basically turn into customs.
Is it resolving itself?
She seems more defeated by the second.
Then I'll just watch the Schadenfreude.
So as you see, you just kind of you see him shake his head, and then the hobgoblin just kind of like, and she hands over the strange stringed instrument as Jim Lee takes it and turns around and almost runs into you, and he's like, Lieutenant Commander, what can I do for you? And you kind of like, looks you up and down.
Sorry to interrupt. What have you got there?
It's a good question. I'm not really sure I've seen the like before, and I've seen quite a few things, and I'm just kind of curious as to its authenticity as a stringed instrument, because and you kind of like flicks a couple of strings and it sounds wildly out of tune.
Interesting. I'm going to investigate it, if only because I'm striking conversation.
Mhm.
Natural 20.
Holy dicks! So basically, you pick it up and you immediately see the way that the strings are set up. You just kind of like, and a little compartment pops out of the bottom of the string instrument, and a small box falls to the docks, and you see the hobbit like, no.
I pick up the box.
Just okay. All right. Just don't open it, please. And you see her kind of like, just give it to the doc, and I'll explain myself later.
Mary wants to open it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna open it.
Okay. It is several little, almost like jewels that you can find. But they're not like crystals. They're like these strange plumb bob shaped objects that you don't recognize.
I'm going
But
to.
Jim Lee looks at him and he's like, "Oh, smuggling is very much frowned upon, or at least getting caught smuggling, my dear." And he kind of like takes the box from you, like, "If you don't mind, I'm going to have a few chats with my superior about this." And he kind of whistles for guards to come down and escorts the hobgoblin away. Oops.
His expression is, whoa, whoa! RoY's just like, indeed.
Glad I could do my part. What was I here for again? Oh, wait.
This would be a great time for Hoagie and Physic to get here while they're distracted.
Okay.
But,
If we got our stuff, then I'm good to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Had a proper fuck about got our stuff.
No.
Anyway.
What were you doing is my question, honestly. 'Cause,
Proper
fuck
fuck
about.
about.
that's all you guys were doing?
No, I was grabbing the rest of my mess kit stuff.
Okay. How long? So you went to the low city to get
Yeah,
down?
Low City, just west of
It's probably going to take you about an hour to walk there and back.
Okay. Yeah.
So it definitely there's nothing
Don't
that bad.
count the hour for the fuck about.
Sure. You tell me how long it takes then. I don't know what you want from me. I'm just telling you how long it takes to do things.
Did you just roll for how good Hoagie went?
20 minutes.
Okay. So an hour and 25 minutes later. Jesus, Mary, and Odin.
yeah. Are they still distracted with customs?
Jimly?
Mhm.
I think, no, he's passed it off. He's not the one that processes all that. He's back to working at the docks. And,
Well then, before these dummies get there, as I originally intended,
Mhm.
I will be like, Jimly, I feel the need to become forthcoming with you.
A need that I very strongly encourage.
Yes, of course. 2 of the refugees that we picked up on our way to our mission
Mhm.
have expressed great gratitude to us and would like to return the favor by doing some service on the ship in our next expedition.
Mhm.
So if you see a couple of civilians entering our ship, that is what they intend to do.
Which civilians?
It would be the Gif and the Elf.
Ah, yes. Well, I guarantee you I would have seen them coming aboard, so good that you let me know. Because, they seem, troubled sort. To be polite.
It is not our business what they do in their personal lives. They're plenty professional and they have proven themselves to be trustworthy. On at least this level.
Well, Lieutenant Commander, I can't say I've ever known your judgment to be faulty, so I'll trust it implicitly.
I'm glad that we agreed.
Anything else?
Explicit.
No, that's
The
all.
joke was that I said implicit. It's funny, damn it. Anyway,
The joke ruiner.
I'm gonna go on.
Elliot Reed, moment killer.
I'm gonna go on board and I'm gonna make sure that the preparations are going on.
Well,
While I wait for the rest of these.
enjoy your journey, Lieutenant Commander.
Thank you, sir. See you when we get back.
As always.
And
Continues to write it up. And
I don't know Jim is right.
His rank?
Yeah.
He doesn't have a rank. He's dockmaster.
So-
It's just,
It's a civilian position. He's not military.
System on base.
I like how he's like, yes, Lieutenant Commander, absolutely. You have no reason to lie to me.
There's literally no reason for him to doubt you whatsoever. I'm not even gonna make you roll for deception. This is like, yeah, there's no reason for him to think that you're lying.
Yeah.
just like, oh, I decorated.
Never mind the criminally lack of dice I make you roll in general.
Actually,
Okay.
assuming through all this, we've had a short rest. I'm gonna roll a hit die.
You guys have all had a long rest.
Oh, long rest?
Oh no, from the
From the
encounter.
encounter.
From the
That would be a short. Yeah, I'll give you a short rest.
I would like to take a short rest. And apply my D20 or D10, God.
Whatever it is.
You're gonna spend some hit dice to heal.
I'm gonna spend a hit die.
Just the one.
Hopefully I roll. Oh, 9, perfect.
Can I use 2?
Yes, you can use as many as you want.
I'm gonna start with 1 and maybe roll 2.
Keep in mind though, you only gain half of your maximum back on a long rest.
So I'm back at max.
That's pretty good.
like my sparkly dice. I have the Spelljammer dice.
Mm-hmm. Are they purple?
Yeah.
Like all of my dice? God, imagine buying dice that aren't purple. I can't even.
Imagine buying dice that aren't pink.
I like physically rolling, except for the short rest. It's nice that you can mark it and it'll
It's
roll.
nice, yeah. I don't know. The digital dice are cool, but like, there's nothing like actually rolling dice.
Yeah.
I love it. 16 and 20. I just wasted those rolls. It's great. Love it. So, y'all have been fucking around, literally.
Yep.
Raleigh, you have you're still a little bit before they get there, and Finn, you have just completely bailed on the situation. What are you doing?
Finn is going to the record hall, like the official records held by the military, and he's going to request specific. He's gonna request information about sightings of described massive, ultra massive ship that has technology beyond beyond typical conventions.
You're easily allowed into the archives for specific incidents. And you look at the specific dates that they reported to you, the 470, 794.8.11. There's a couple instances of disturbances reported in that time frame, and one of them is a large bulbous asteroid-like starship that kind of wreaked havoc for around a month or so, and then mysteriously disappeared. And it was the one of Skull's Rest. That was one of the reported incidents, and the loss of life that you're seeing is pretty substantial. And there are several other instances of convoys being attacked. A military ship was destroyed. Several other ships were basically lost without being, like, they just couldn't find them. It wasn't even like we didn't even find the wreckage of them yet.
Did they say what ship was lost? The military ship?
The military ship was the, let me see, I need to make one up real quick off the top of my face.
The cold cut.
Hattie's Fangs.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Hattie's Fangs? HADI''S Fangs.
HADI''. Yes.
I believe that's how you spell Hattie.
Hmm.
He's looking for
And this was, so, 794.8.11.
Mhm.
What's the current start date today?
The current start date is 796.1.8.
796.1.8. Okay, so it's been like a couple of years.
It's been a year and a...
Year and a half.
For simplicity's sake, I'm making it very similar to
Star Trek.
Gregorian. No, I don't know. Actually, I have no idea how the start date in Star Trek works.
Yeah.
Straight up, I had never researched that. I'm essentially doing like a
Month,
date.
day.
I'm doing date, month, day. Like
Yeah.
year, month, day.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. And so nobody had ever been aboard it. They just heard they'd more like just heard survivor tales of a massive ship that greatly overwhelmed them,
Mhm.
and then it was gone.
Mhm.
And nobody came from the ship and pillaged or anything. Nobody saw.
No,
people
there were absolutely no attempts at either contact or pillaging. It was literally, it appeared, wreaked havoc and destruction, and left.
No flags or call signs. Nothing.
No.
Was it more like it was so big that it was like a silhouette? You couldn't even tell what like color it was or any kind
It
of.
looked like an asteroid.
It just looked.
It looked like
a strip.
something carved a ship out of an asteroid and was flying it around.
Something carved it
Definitely not sovereign. It definitely did not look like a giant squid.
And based on like the records, is there any sort of developmental tech that the military's been working on that is anything close to the recounted tales of the tech that was involved in that? Is this greatly beyond the capacity of our tech, and it was like a threat level that's incredibly high for a short period of time, and then it was like, this is still a high threat, we just don't know where it is. You know what I mean?
It's definitely it's a high threat. You just don't know where it is, and it's hard to say if the military could contend with this kind of thing. It's definitely more destructive than a lot of the a lot of the weapons that the military likes to use, but not necessarily more than it has access to.
I see.
So you know for a fact the military has weapons of very, very powerful destructive magnitude.
Super massive destruction.
Yeah, like it has access to those things. It doesn't like to use them because it's kind of like the whole Star Wars thing where if you use the giant laser to destroy a planet, it kind of doesn't help.
Right. Interesting.
Also, the idea of destruction of that magnitude in a scenario where cognizance and cognition are vital to the existence of star charts, to destroy a planet that somebody lives on would completely disrupt how the flow of the wild space of just exists. So there's plenty of reasons to not do the things that they can do. You do know this though. Well, here, let me do
I guess what I would want
do a history check.
What I would almost want to investigate too is whether or not certain star charts had been greatly altered because of the presence of that thing at those moments. You know what I mean?
I won't make you do a change for that. No, nothing's changed in that area that anyone is aware of.
Okay, so there wasn't like a significant amount of shift in the way the star chart is because they obliterated
Not that you can see.
conscious of that.
Not that you can see. There wasn't such a loss of life on a specific planet to differentiate. A lot of the attacks were done in wild space.
Okay. What was the other thing you were gonna have me look?
We'll make the roll.
Make the history check.
Yeah, make the history check.
Nope.
Take two.
Take two. That's pretty good. I think that's a 23.
23. Okay. So I'll say this, and you kind of know this through your knowledge of military tech. Most of the weapons that you guys have that would do that kind of damage are done on ships that are much larger than the Howling Corsair. So the scale of this ship would be significant. Like on the scale of a capital ship, like the Leviathan, which is a just absolutely gigantic dreadnought.
If you were to put that in perspective for us, like what would use as a scale to reflect the difference between?
Is it bigger than the Rock of Bral, like the Leviathan?
No, it's not that big,
Okay.
but it's not. So to give you perspective, let's see. Let's say a bombard is like a Spanish galleon, right?
Okay. Yeah.
The Leviathan would be like a modern day aircraft carrier
Okay.
almost.
Yeah.
So it would be
Considerable.
Yeah, so like a good few times as large,
The floating town.
essentially.
Because I was almost, it was almost going to add like the question of whether or not the Rock of Bral itself was actually a vessel.
Yeah. So could you launch a bombard from the Leviathan?
Yes.
Okay.
The
Something
Howling,
shuttle to
the Howling
the
Corsair
Enterprise.
can dock with the can go inside Leviathan.
Okay, cool.
It can't carry a lot of them, but it
Yeah.
can carry bombards as individual deployable fighters.
Okay.
It's very large.
Attacks. And didn't affect star charts.
I guess galleon would be a bit much for a bombard. It's less of a galleon and more of like a. Because like you think of like a galleon like the Queen Anne's Revenge, like the massive ones.
Yeah.
Talking about more like the normal sized ones that weren't the flagship.
Yeah.
Because like the Queen Anne's Revenge is like a massive like capital ship that basically Edward stole.
Yeah. Yeah. I was almost thinking it'd be the scale of a Corsair.
Well, it's a bit bigger than a Corsair. Corsairs are pretty small comparatively.
And this common Corsair has shuttles, if you will.
It has the little skips. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like we went one where I could fit 4 to 6.
It says that it can fit 6 medium-sized creatures, but like
Nice.
I'm gonna be real here.
Yeah.
Even if you're considered a medium-sized creature,
Not though.
9 feet, 300 something, 500 pounds or
Yeah.
something. Like it's nuts.
It's like putting Shaq in your sedan.
Yeah, he's medium-sized,
Yeah.
but like no.
Remember those car commercials where he was like, the face for them, he was like, I got a car that I can fit in, and his knees are like this while he's at the steering wheel.
Yeah.
So I can fit in this car, and I was like, can you?
But yeah,
Making the bars real
just to give you like that kind of, it's like a huge dreadnought that can fit probably 2 or 3 bombards in it. But that would be its max. Like that would be cramped.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I think I have all the information, at least to start on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's anything else I can gather from this specifically right now, because it's all based on just, accounts that seem to give me the same information. I kind of have a general idea of the capabilities and the firepower of this thing, but I would almost need to see it in the...
It vastly outguns the Howling Corsair.
Oh yeah, I'm certain of that. I'm certain of that.
It would, according to reports, be...
Wreck your shit.
It would be ugly.
Yeah. So, one of those things to keep in mind, and it's one of those things where I need to probably, unfortunately, see it for myself.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Suspicious.
Anyways,
You might run into it. You might not. It depends on your choices.
alright,
Everything depends on your choices.
everything is choices. Choices.
Choices. This one's for them.
Choices. Alright, that concludes my information at the records.
Okay.
Records.
Okay. Excellent. So you go back to the ship?
Mm-hmm.
That probably took you 45, 50 minutes. So go back and keep your ship in ship shape, as it were.
Funny.
I think we can, unless anyone has anything specific they want to do before Hoagie and Fithic come back.
No, we can totally come back.
Are y'all ready for the second trip?
I believe so. I'm gonna kind of just brief everybody. Like when everyone comes back, I'm just gonna kind of brief everybody about where we're going and what it is we're trying to accomplish here. So I assume you guys are back.
Yeah.
Right. Be like, crew, I need to speak with you in the quarters real quick.
In the what?
The quarters, the meeting room.
Okay.
Yeah, need to speak with you in the meeting room real quick. And so he gets behind his desk and hands up, the crew all file in. Is he gonna be like,
Is your pilot there as well?
yes, the pilot is definitely there.
Okay.
So
I don't know why I would ask specifically if the pilot was there.
so he's gonna kind of put his hands on his desk and he's gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna be honest with you. it's hard to say where we're going because that's the nature of travel in this sort of realm. But we need to know where it is we're going to know how to get there.
Let's go.
I was gonna say,
Correct.
is it just really hard to pronounce or something?
No, it's more about getting there by knowing that it's there.
And you see, like, the other, like, military people kind of like, we're going to Asgard? Like the Aesir realm, Asgard.
Yes.
I knew before you did.
Oh, this is going to be a great trip, Captain.
I think we're all very excited.
You can borrow my book if you need to have a book. All Father for Dummies.
I don't remember how much information I gave about
You could read.
like.
There's no way that any of them keep a straight face when you do that. There's no way. They all laugh. It's fucking stupid.
Damn. Thank you. Okay.
Oh, no problem. 3 weeks after we print, just to be clear.
Careful, Hoagie, you're coming after my Queen of Comedy title.
Shit, it's competition.
You better try really hard.
Sweat.
It's the most Hoagie's cared about anything besides Mythic the entire time.
Open a window. He's sweating. I don't know what's going on.
Open the window.
Go ahead, Captain.
Gonna make. Anyways, so he's.
Oh, no, sorry. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. So we have a number of books, and he's gonna like put on here. He's gonna be like, to get to Asgard, we have to know Asgard. So we need to understand Asgard to make it to Asgard.
I just slowly pull Thorgon's.
It's not.
Good shit.
Like, I know you're trying to like talk about it like this is like a weird way to think about how this is going to work. This is actually pretty common like knowledge about how wild space affects planar travel. So,
Right,
like,
right.
You don't need to explain it to them quite so like tentatively. Like they understand.
I think we're referring to because Asgard's hard to get. Like,
Right.
Yeah, it's more. I'm not sort of like pedantically saying like you don't understand space travel. I do. It's more like
lack of
This
This
is the
study
information.
I wasn't thinking you were trying to be pedantic. I thought you were just because it's such a strange way to think about it. I think you as native is like thinking, okay, I need to explain, like, but you don't. There was like 2 or 3 times where you said we have to know Asgard, like, but like they know that.
Yeah, fair. So
Like, that's all
I
I'm
didn't
saying.
overly do it, but
Right.
yeah, I was just gonna say like we have the information here to get there. So I need to hopefully get there, and so we all need to study this together and get there.
Havoc is gonna look at it a little bit, and he's gonna like. Do you have a chart?
We didn't grab a chart.
we got
Did you
the
have-
Asgard planetary artwork.
Oh,
No,
did I not? Did I forget to grab a chart?
that's for me.
I don't think you guys grabbed the chart. At least the 5 books that you guys,
Yeah.
but none of them were the Star chart. If you want to retcon that, that's fine. It makes perfect sense that you guys would grab the Star chart.
Yeah, I feel like Finn would have grabbed the star chart. I didn't even think to
It's
like
fine.
say,
You
well, check it out.
Your physics.
I would
It's
have.
fine,
Well,
but I'm being lenient here.
What? Yeah, that's true. What I would have done
Mm-hmm.
is I would have gotten the star chart. Hoagie been like, "You want to use physics?" And I'm like, "No, I'm the captain. It's okay."
And even at the very least, you could always grab a star chart from where you just were.
Yeah, I think it would actually make more sense for me to access our records and have a star chart to reference.
And you
from. That's
easily
probably-
find one that refers to the Asgard system,
Yeah,
if not the Asgard plane, but the Asgard
it's
system.
probably got like more detailed information that's like more useful.
It's there's
A
less like
military
notes and
expedition.
stuff. It's more like direct routes.
Yeah. So yes, military records, got a star chart, and then that's what we have before us now.
Mhm.
Makes perfect sense because Finn would know this, but Apparently not I.
As
fine.
you're like pulling out the stock chart, I'm just holding up the Asgard planetary artwork.
And Havoc is looking at it like it's very pretty.
You know, that's for my trends.
Oh, alright.
I feel like that's for the philosophy of picturing Asgard as a thing. But
And not to steal the thunder, but in a more important business, we're gonna step up the cooking, and I pull out Helheim's Kitchen, the Thorgon Ramsay cookbook, and I kind of show it and be like, we just want to make sure that we're eating at our finest. Yeah.
I approve.
I mean, I'm not going to argue that one.
So, I mean, I'm used to MREs, so.
Who hurt you?
Everyone hurt me.
I'm in the military. What do you mean?
I'm in the military. What do you mean?
Hurt me.
I'm hurt constantly.
They're giant space monsters mostly.
So yeah, I imagine we're all gonna like have like a just general discussion and just like looking through like stuff and like getting a group consensus.
I'm also assuming that you guys have checked in to look at the seed.
Yes.
Yes.
We did when we went to bathe. So I definitely
Makes sense.
spelled that out.
Yeah, that was part of why we came back was to check on it.
And then I will certainly check on it when we're like, okay, we're on the ship, we're getting ready to embark. Where's my Fabergé egg? Excellent.
It's in the highest security part of the ship, like back near the captain's quarters.
Excellent and great.
Great and excellent.
Great and excellent and
Yeah.
good.
The pilot Rockwell kind of looks at the stars like, oh, you gotta love military precision, and she kind of like studies it, like rolls it up and brings it with her to the helm.
I think we have our heading.
I know you don't like to clean, Fithic, but our pilot tends to forget to take care of himself. If you could just hop in every once in a while to make sure that they've had enough to drink, that would be very helpful.
For sure. Yeah, I'm really great at sharing, the booze and things.
Not what I meant, Fithic.
Oh, okay, sure.
We're sailors, but we're still we still have
We
to
don't
be
wanna
sober
die.
most of the time.
Milkshakes and hot chocolates with it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
let's get the pilot drunk.
What could go wrong?
In a situation where her cognition is key to the piloting of the ship.
What could go wrong?
And not just in the way that you have to steer it, in like the very real sense of where the fuck you're going.
Okay, we're almost there, Captain. Where are we? It's a drive-through bar!
No.
It's very possible that like if you're thinking of like if your mind drifts away and you're thinking of something that's outside of where you're actually going, you can completely turn around.
Yes.
Wild.
So what you're saying is our pilot does not have ADHD.
No, it's actually extremely important that pilots are able to focus for long periods of time.
Practically the Spelljammer equivalent of a surgeon.
Less precision, but yeah. It's not quite as
You don't have to be precise, but you can just imagine it there. I don't know if that's true.
I love the costume.
It certainly is a statement you made. Alright. In that case, as you guys all kind of get situated, you guys disembark from the port of the Rock of Bral and off into the ethereal sea you go, and before long you're able to escape from the cognitive bubble of the Rock of Bral and zoom into wild space.
Finn is just kind of like looking through like the notes on Asgard and just like any sort of additional information that would be helpful in understanding where exactly it is they're going, but also like what lies for them there, like what mythologically and really can be expected when they get there. Like, are they going to be greeted by things that are absurdly powerful, or like are they going to, are they going to be?
If you're going into the realm of the Aesir are objectively the most powerful beings known to in the divine spheres.
Maybe that one.
You met a Vanir, which are their rivals, but the Aesir are the dominant, circle.
So we met her, and she's not even Aesir. Yeah, I feel like I'm sufficiently intimidated.
You should be. She basically enchanted you?
Nothing to be scared of.
It's definitely not a curse.
No reason to be intimidated.
We don't
by
even fully.
weapons.
Well, truthfully, we're not even as characters fully aware that we are cursed, but in that we're just knowing we have an objective by someone who's incredibly more powerful than we are.
Yeah, you guys have not done anything to even alter your perception of what's happening, which
Yeah.
is part of the curse. Is you don't realize that your will is being changed, but even if you would know as players, because I would tell you to make a will save or a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. Finn is operating under the idea that this is beyond the typical, objectives of a navy. And he's like, this is a higher calling, and I feel compelled to.
It is quite literally a calling from a higher power, so yes.
Yeah.
So that is his understanding, and that is what he is operating on. And Raleigh is more just following orders from the captain, probably, right?
It's a little of both. Column A, column B.
Mhm.
Higher order.
Yeah, there's no reason for the four of you to deviate from that path at the moment.
Yeah. There's nothing we've done so far to signal that we would even be hurt by it.
Well, it's travel time, and you know what that means.
Roll for random encounter! Oh shit, it's Leviathan! Or the asteroid.
That would be fucking sick. Or if it would be sick with Leviathan, but the asteroid, I think, would be an immediate, you guys die.
Therefore, I don't have it on the random encounter list yet.
Yet. Yet. My eyes are drying out, it's not blinking.
Can we just have a quick zoom in on the
For dramatic effect, jeez.
On what?
for
Do a DM cam.
DM cam.
Yet.
No music though.
Put it back.
Nonsense. Literal nonsense. Alright. Let's go counterclockwise from Nate.
Oh.
What'd you roll?
Oh, I didn't roll shit.
You literally said random encounter and then
I
didn't do
And I
anything.
didn't roll. What is it?
Roll a
D12?
D12.
That's right. Okay. I got 6.
Got it in 1. Alright.
Fuck. well.
Look what you've done. Your hubris will be our downfall.
Listen.
So, as you guys are cruising along through wild space, the familiar blaring of an alarm goes that you guys have seemed to not be able to dodge lately.
That means something bad's happening, right?
I believe so.
Right.
Bogey,
Well,
12
man the
o'clock.
stations.
Captain to the bow of the ship, and then the entire ship kind of as you kind of hit that cognitive bubble of another entity that is basically forming a bubble of the Aether Sea.
Alright, Finn is going to respond quickly to go investigate.
Okay, so that's what you're going to do. What is everyone else doing?
Up I go.
Sure.
Yeah. Captain the
In fact,
Captain the bridge. Oh,
Captain to the bow, yeah.
all the way up to the crow's nest.
We should probably go up on
Okay.
deck and check that out, yeah?
Yeah, I put down the meat and the salt for my jerky recipe.
I put down the book of art that I'm definitely not doodling in.
Jesus.
I'm meditating on how to get there, and apparently that involves doodling.
Okay, well, you guys all get up there, because you guys are all going up, and you see this. You see a few different mechanical creatures. The largest one is this almost like a starfish looking, half crab, half starfish. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what? Yeah. And you see there's this bright red energy that pulses through it as like vents burst out steam as it kind of like, and you see a couple of eyes train. One is on up in the crow's nest, the other one looks to Finn. And you just see it go, you see it clutch down as some razor sharp like barbs punch out of all of its arms. And then from behind it, two of these little almost pyramid looking things with these ethereal wings holding them aloft with very painful looking bows and arrows kind of like stare you down, and we're all gonna roll for our initiative.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna call out with thaumaturgy.
No.
Okay.
What were you trying to do?
Basically, just to be like, just say like the typical standard naval lingo. You're impeding on a naval mission, like state your business, and like before we attack you, basically. State
Okay.
your business,
That's
or we will attack.
That's very fair.
And this hasn't been a full day, probably.
Yeah.
Yet.
No. The idea is that you're still gonna roll for initiative because I don't respond.
Gotcha. One of my better rolls, thank God. Thank yours. No,
You're saying a lot of thank yours. I'm not sure if Finn would be all that
probably
happy with her.
Probably not. I'm trying to figure out, because he's a paladin, who would be... I'm trying to figure out who his... Like... Who he would be connected to.
That's a good question. What is his kind of... What is his driving force?
That's Oscar.
True, but we can talk about that later.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's definitely talk about it, but yeah, I definitely... Because he's not technically... He doesn't have an oath yet, so it's perfectly understandable that it could actually be an on-screen coming
Sure.
oath.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
It's an interesting idea right there. But until then, anybody roll above a 20?
Just
I
load
got
your
it.
guns.
I have a dirty 20.
20?
Nice.
20 on Cody. I accidentally wrote Hoggy, I feel bad.
Go attack.
Whoops. 15 to 20.
I got 16.
16 for Finn. 10 to 15.
12.
What'd you get?
11.
Roll it here, and Physic. Okay.
Fight!
Alright, here we go. We have a ship. Look at this. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Magical spell.
Isn't that...
I'm lovely artist.
That's what I'm working on over here.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Anyway, luckily for me, I rolled really well on my initiative, and
As opposed to last time.
yes,
Or rolling.
rolling got fucked up. Anyway, 5 is up first. I've named him 5.
Wow.
Is his name like V5? Or...
Yes.
I love that.
All right. So first thing he's going to do is use his paralyzing gas attack.
What? That's not good.
What?
Which means that Finn and Hoagie, you're going to make, guess what? A Constitution saving throw.
Oh shit. Not my favorite.
That's your 1. Holy shit, you are paralyzed as fuck.
10.
10, you are also paralyzed as fuck.
Can I reduce it in any way with shield?
No,
Fuck.
it is a gas attack. This is biological warfare.
It's not like a cloud, right?
It is like a cloud, yes. It's gas.
But
Yeah.
does it like stay there, or is it gonna go away?
No, it's just an attack. It's not a
Yeah.
consistent thing.
Yeah.
Or persistent thing, I should say.
Sweet.
Yes, we're going to pop open the good old condition
Thanks
ring.
right away.
Where is Paralyze?
I have no idea what color it is.
I don't think I've used Paralyze before. I found it. It's it's orange.
You almost said yellow.
I almost said it's yellow and red, but you know, it's orange.
Yours.
You are now paralyzed. This is going better than I could have possibly hoped for myself. And now it's gonna make 5 arm attacks.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow, that's a terrible roll.
I love it. I love it. Give me some more of it.
Just on the deck.
Yeah, does 14
Hoagie's
hits
just
Finn?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, he's just frozen.
It just like he's like sitting there like he's like mid snap. He's like, and then this thing's just like clawing at him. And it's like ting ting because it's hitting his armor. And he's like,
Alright, we got so far 3 bludgeoning for Hoagie. 16 to hit Finn.
yeah, that's I have an AC 16.
Okay. That's 5 bludgeoning for Finn. And last attack. 18 to Hoagie. Yeah. Awesome. And that's another 5 bludgeoning for Hoagie.
Oh, it's no longer 16.
Okay. Next up is 42.
Check your opposite.
What?
Check your opposite. Number 42.
My nose itches so
I'm glad I rolled.
You'll never guess how many attacks 4 makes.
42.
No. Just 4.
Fuck you.
You said 42, I was sitting here like, meaning of life, that is a tell me a number.
Life and pride.
Alright, so 1 for 1 hit. That's 1 hit for
6.
1 hit to attack.
What?
Yeah. It's, 6 piercing damage.
Mm.
No. No, and no. Okay. That's the only ones for that. After that is Hoagie, who's paralyzed.
So I get to make a roll.
Yes, you do.
Good job. 15 plus 4, 19.
And before we continue, I want to actually do a little bit of painting a word picture here as these kind of like strange mechanical beings kind of like lurch into your like periphery, and then you just see this like almost sulfurous yellow gas just pour out of like almost like jets, like vents out of it, and you just kind of like yeah, basically. And then while these other two kind of like crisscross and fire down a couple of arrows onto what a couple are shooting up into the crow's nest, which is very difficult to hit because she technically has half cover, and Fithic, who didn't hit once. But yeah, like you see like these mechanical things are just kind of like very, I want to say steampunkish.
Mm-hmm.
So I think about that when you're thinking like how they move, what they look like.
Is the
It's a
5
lot of-
also, is the 5 also robotic?
Yes, both all 3 of these are robotic, and like you can see like the gears turning and like the almost like a. It seems like it would be like coal powered, but
Yeah.
there's no actual coal being like involved in being see.
Okay.
But there's like there's like little portions where we can see like it looks like there's a furnace in there.
Yeah, like it's burning with this red hot energy constantly.
Cool.
But yeah, after that, Hoagie, you're going to make the Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, 15 plus 4, so 19.
19 will do it, so you're no longer paralyzed.
Is that the end of my turn or beginning of my turn?
That is the end of your turn. Okay, unfortunately.
Holy shit!
All right. Well, luckily enough, Finn, you're up next.
Will you be stuck?
Fuck! Yeah.
All right. You're still paralyzed, so Finn, you're just kind of unfortunately.
So much?
Well, fuck you!
You could feed yourself.
I don't want to shout.
RoY, you're after Finn.
Okay. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on 5.
Okay.
It's a 20-foot cube.
And it's a Wisdom saving throw.
I believe so. Let me double
No,
check.
it's a dex
I
save.
think it's Dex.
Dexterity save. Okay.
Let me make sure.
And it hits
It is
multiple targets.
Yeah.
Right, but these are
Dex.
in the air, so. Doesn't hit
Oh,
the rest
fair.
of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't have it represented like this, but they are in the air.
Okay.
30 feet in the air each.
Okay.
Seven.
Nope.
Alright, so he is fairy fired. So I guess let's put magical effect on there.
Is it not a fairy fire ring?
Is there?
Is there
Do we
a
have a fairy fire ring?
There is a
magic effect?
there's a magic effect ring, and there's a charm ring. But the magic effect is the pinkish one.
Yeah, I got the pink one.
Yeah. That's charm.
It's weird they want to have, like, fairy fires are pretty.
There's a square for fairy fire, but that's doesn't stay there though.
Yeah. Well, either way, I'm gonna put the the magical effect on it until I'm gonna looking to see if I can find one, but I'm pretty sure
I'm almost certain on it. Yeah.
It's also like a long thing to say, to be fair. I mean, Bane does have a specific one. Okay, well, in any case. After RoY, is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
Is Fennec.
Right. So, I'm gonna go up to be on the front side of the ship, but front side of the ship of the side of the captain.
This one?
No, so right next to the monster,
Oh, okay.
but on the other side of him.
Pick it up.
That's Finn, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sweet. He's pretty willing to not be within range of some nasty arms, right?
What?
He's
Yeah.
paralyzed right now.
Yeah, but he's willing, yeah.
So,
She can teleport.
What are you doing?
oh.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast. I'm 10 feet away from Hoagie where I'm standing, yeah?
See.
15 feet.
That's fine. I'm gonna cast Thunder Step. Which means I can take Finn with me. That
Okay.
number of feet.
Cool.
Oh god, really far away. Fuck. I will not be going that far away.
Just like, he's like. Something going incredibly fast.
Something.
It just says I teleport to a place I can see. Which I guess I'll go kind
Wait,
of
what?
on the slightly upstairsy portion. No, not up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think no, but on the little sidey bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Your
And
description's
Finn
great.
comes with me.
The little
Well, I
sidey
can't
thing.
use left and right because
Port side, starboard.
Andrew
I
side,
guess-
camera side.
The camera picks it up and then I'll say the wrong direction. It's great. So yeah. And then, because it's Thunderstep, a big massive boom sound.
The way that I remember it is that port and left at the same number of
Yep,
letters.
that's how I remember it too.
I always
So
just picture people knocking on the left.
there's a big, massive boom sound that does a lot of damage.
Kaboom.
So anyone within 10 feet of the space I just left,
What are they doing?
they're taking damage.
Am I making a save for this?
Yeah, sure, Constitution. Apparently.
8.
Oh no, that's not. It's gonna work. I'm assuming they're the only one within 2 feet.
Yes.
7. 10 whole thunder damage. Because I rolled real bad.
Awesome. 10 damage to the Pentadrone. Alright, and that's
kind of much it.
okay, cool. After that, it's going to be a 41.
I probably should have stabbed it before I left.
Otherwise known as 4-1.
Oh.
1 for all and 4 1.
Alright, that's going to hit RoY for 8 piercing damage.
Owie.
It's going to miss Fithic. It's going to miss RoY. That's a natural 20 on Fithic.
I'm paralyzed, so I can't react, right?
You have there's nothing you can do, unfortunately.
Can you like?
That might be the lowest critical hit I'll ever do in my life. That's 8 damage.
Wow.
Sweet potatoes. But I am gonna cast Gift of, and we're rewording it to Hell. The Hell Queen. So they have to make a strength saving throw. Wait. No, they don't, because they're farther than 10 feet, aren't they?
Yes. So the Bish.
I don't do that.
Okay. That's the end of his turn. And that's going to bring us to the top of the round. However, as you guys are flying on, you feel another like thumping or like rumble as something hits the ship.
Good.
What was that?
Who knows? We're going to roll. I'm going to roll this to a recharge for 5. Nope. And now that Hoagie is the only one in range, he's going to kind of like you just see like all of his eyes that are kind of like on each one of its tetrapods, just kind of like.
Alright, big fella.
Give him hell.
Let's get this going.
I love doing that. Yes, 5 of them at the same time. Hey.
It wasn't me.
This definitely doesn't hit. This definitely doesn't hit. This definitely doesn't hit. So the lowest one that I think will hit is going to be a 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And then the other one absolutely does hit. So let's do the damage.
Damage.
Give me the flavor. What is he doing?
Oh, I'll give you the flavor in a second. Wow, that's really good. What you got? Alright, so it kind of like rears up on like one of its pseudopods rears up and it kind of like digs itself into the ship to give it like a base and kind of like rears up and you see like the underside of it. And like all 4 of them just kind of go and like kind of like twist as they're attacking towards you. And you kind of like are trying to dodge out of the way and like you dodge 2 of them and then the other one just kind of like like the gears that are like swirling around it just scrape against your skin. And it's this tearing kind of
Fuck up my Celtic knot.
Mm-hmm. So each one of those altogether is going to do 15 bludgeoning damage.
Altogether, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Both hits do 15. Like both hits, yeah, cumulative did 15.
Cool. I'll make sure.
Yeah, it can do some damage if it hits with its attacks. And then it's going to use to try and grapple you.
Okay.
So it's going to be 8. No. So it doesn't. It is not able to pin you down and grapple you.
Okay.
After that, it's going to be 42. Who's going to do its normal barrage of attacks. Alright, It's a natural one, so give me a second to negotiate that particular pitfall for this thing, and... Natural 1. Well, let me see what happens. Natural 20. Nothing, I guess.
It has a moment of self-doubt.
Yeah, it's like the bow almost breaks, and it gives it a stern look, and then it cognitively like restitches itself back together, and you just misses. But that's you just see like thunk, thunk into the crow's nest, and then Fithic kind of like has the ducks out of the way as more arrows kind of pass by their vicinity. After this, Hoagie.
Okay. The 5, it has fairy fire, so I have
Correct.
So I don't need reckless, thankfully. So let's go ahead and use the great sword on that. I'm right next to her, am I not? So I'm not going to use the gun. I'm just going to use the blade.
That's the word bury. That was the best part.
23. 24. Sorry. I'm sorry. I know it's not as good. It's plus 7.
me.
23 or 24 will both hit it. So
Okay.
go ahead.
I should have said it beforehand, but it's okay. So 5 plus 4 is 9 slashing. Go ahead and add Astral Spark to that. So another 3 force damage.
Okay.
And then bonus action, I would like to rage. Should have said it beforehand, so I got extra. It's all good. Attacking again. This one's not as good. 17 hit.
Not quite.
Okay.
Also, make a dexterity saving throw on the first hit that you do with your greatsword.
Okay, give me a second. I have advantage on dex effects that I can see while not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated.
You can see it.
Okay. That's cut. No, it's almost natural 20. 16 plus, you said dex save? 16, 30, 20.
Okay. So when you hit it with your sword, it kind of, you see like the gears like reflectively like break, and it like the pseudopod tries to wrap around your sword to try and capture it, but you're able to pull it out just in time, and you see like the tetrapod kind of like just clink back into place.
Okay. Alright, so I raged. Bonus, I did my 2 attacks.
Yeah, and when you hit it, you get a good hit on it, and like you see like these gears blast away and like skitter across the deck, and then like you see it kind of like repair itself as like more gears are like shunted into place as it kind of like, and then, again it's got that steampunk kind of like jerkiness to it as the tetrapod kind of like goes back down into its normal position.
Okay. Does it seem to take the full damage or no?
Not quite. Not
Okay.
from the slashing damage.
Okay, but the force damage.
The force damage, it definitely was. It definitely took that.
Okay, good enough. Okay, it's my turn.
All right. After Hoagie is Finn, who is going to make a Constitution saving throw at the end of his turn.
Dirty 20.
That'll do it. So you're able to shake off the effects of the poisonous gas from the tetrapoded enemy, and we're going to go straight into. Well, it would be RoY, except for that thump you heard from at the beginning of the round. You hear it again as another one climbs up over the top of the bow and is headed towards you guys. It's not quite there yet, but there is another 5.
What are these considered as far as size goes?
Large.
Okay.
But yeah, RoY, you're up.
Well, seeing as I have the range advantage, I'm gonna shoot 41.
Okay. And just to be clear, 41, 42.
It
Okay.
does not matter.
1, 2.
There's one of these little bastards that keeps
I'm
shooting.
just letting you know.
Let's say 21.
That'll hit.
That's, yeah, 12 piercing.
Okay.
Any bullshit you're applying to?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put Shadow Arrow on it because I hate it.
Okay. So it's going to make
wisdom
a
saving
wisdom
throw.
saving throw. 12.
12 matches, so I guess that saves.
Okay. So it is
So I
not
can
blind.
still see, but it takes 5 seconds.
5 psychic. Okay. Definitely not resistant to that.
That's what I got.
Okay.
Just like notch and arrow.
After Raleigh is Fithic.
I'll go ahead and cast. Let me just check out my thingamabob real quick, my meta magic.
Your thing a moobob, you say.
What is your shadow arrows when you shoot it?
Touch. Like halfway, like I knock the arrow and I shoot, and then as I am watching it and I see that it's gonna hit true, you watch as my eyes glaze over black and the arrow goes into a silk screen of smoke and it hits true and like immediately surrounds them. And if they're able to like shake it off, then they're fine. But if they're blinded, you see as their eyes are covered in hot smoke.
Very nice.
Cool.
Wish you looked at that.
So the black smoke that kind of appears around me when I'm casting magic and stuff starts to harden around my body as I cast mage armor. That feels like a really good plan.
You already had mage armor. It hasn't been 8 hours since last time you got that.
Sweet, even better. Then I'll cast Blade Ward.
Okay.
Yeah, for resistance and shit. And then I'll use meta magic to cast Mind Sliver.
Okay, so tell me what to do in these situations.
So it's an intelligence saving throw from the one that's attacking Hoagie.
The 5. The guy.
5-1.
Yeah. As black smoke starts to get all up in his ears.
Sweet. You said it was an intelligence saving throw?
Yeah.
4.
No, that doesn't save.
I can't believe it.
That's pretty bad.
Okay, so what is the effect there?
So they take some damage as the psychic energy that I attack it with does 6 whole damage,
Not bad.
and they have to subtract a d4 from their next saving throw.
Sure, it's only 6. You're level 5. Should be 86.
Yeah, 3.
Oh.
Sometimes you just roll bad, man. Isn't that how it is?
A lot of the time, you just roll really bad. It's fine. Yeah. And then I'll step behind Finn.
And then
If I could.
you have to subtract 1d4 from your next save throw.
Sounds good to me.
Bane
But
light.
I kind of want to step behind Finn so that I'm a little bit farther out of range of things.
Okay.
See,
Cool.
that's it.
Alright, after that is 41, who's going to do the standard peppering attack, except for now, because you are behind Finn, it's going to attack Finn.
I'm real sorry, Finn.
No, this is what Finn would probably prefer.
Roll a natural 1. Alright, it's fine. Both of the ones that are that go after you, you're able to like dodge out of the way and then snap as like a burst of fire explodes the one coming at you. The only damage you just kind of like cool guy. Don't look at the explosion. Alright.
Super cool.
Does a 16 hit your AC, Raleigh?
Yes.
What is your AC?
15.
Well,
So
you're,
a 17 doesn't hit.
you're in cover, right?
As I'm, yeah, so you have an AC of 17 because you have +2 because you're in half
You're
cover.
half covered.
So 16 does not hit you.
Cool.
So you see it coming at you, and you just kind of like duck, and it just thump, and you see it like go through the wood, but it's like right at you. So you're like, you break it off.
I'm not strong, so I kick it, and I'm just like, I didn't shoot it first.
So yeah, you like kick it on, like the little piece like breaks off, and then like as it breaks, you see the entire thing just kind of disintegrate.
I squint at that.
All right, which means we go back to the top of the round, and 5 is here to try and do the thing that it does. Does not regain its rechargeability, however.
Oh.
Well. Nope. Nope. 16 hit?
Yep, that's
Okay.
so let's do
Oh,
this.
you were in Rod.
Please.
3 through 3. So 15 damage.
Okay. I guess half down. So
As it just kind of like basically jumps on you, and you just there's just these gears just pummeling you and pummeling you.
Okay.
It's almost engulfing you, so I'm going to give it another chance at grappling you, and that's pretty good. That is a 23 to grapple you.
Is that a contest or no?
It was supposed to be just a hit,
Okay.
but if you want, but we can make it a contest.
Okay.
Why not? I'm feeling
Oh, is grappling just getting over their AC?
depends. Monster stat blocks are like that sometimes.
Because I may want to try to grapple one of them since I count as one size larger, being a powerful ability.
18 plus 7.
Plus 7?
Yeah.
Well, I definitely hit.
5.
That's more than the 23 that I got.
Yeah.
Terrible at that. You're so bad at it.
It's not as bad as at one time John and I tried to make a time with each other, but we were looking to the other for time, so we just could not get erect in our lives.
Yeah, that was pretty.
That was pain.
It was pretty
That was
cringe. Pretty cringe. Okay, so I'm just gonna. You're able to kind of like. You kind of like.
Who's kind of using the greatsword to defend
Yeah,
him?
like you
Yeah.
like anyone looking out would see it kind of like. And then like. And then I guess you like shove it off, you know. Because like, it is a large creature and you're considered medium, but like it's not as lopsided as you would think.
Yeah.
Like, you're pretty like tall against it. All right. Next is 42. It's going to attack. Those are 2 natural 1s,
Nice.
and those are pretty good rolls. Jesus. That's 2 natural 17s against Finn.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah, I do be like that sometimes.
I'm gonna use. Well, those are 2 attacks, right?
Yes.
I'll use shield for one of them.
Well, if you use shield, then I counter both of them because it gives you the shield until the start of your next turn.
Oh,
Based.
well, yeah, I'll use shield then.
So that means that your AC is a
21.
I believe it still hits.
Oh.
Because it's 17 plus 4, so it's 21.
Rip.
Okay. Sorry.
I thought you said it was a 17.
Well, it was 2 natural 17s. I'm sorry for that. I'll let you take that shield back if you want to.
Yeah.
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 Sorry, that's me saying incorrect things, or at least
I think
misleading
the
things.
flavor is Finn was trying to put up a shield, but then they were just like,
Yeah,
oh fuck, too fast.
that's gonna be 14 piercing damage. All right, Hoagie.
Swirling that blade around. It's still next to me, so I'm slicing at it.
Okay.
It's still got fairy fire on it, right? So
I assume. Raleigh,
you
you didn't take any damage, right?
Yeah, missed the arrow.
Yeah, both of them missed.
Yeah.
So first one is 17 plus 7 for 24.
Yeah, I'll hit.
8 plus 4 is 12, plus 2 rage is 14. So 14 slashing, and I'm going to pump my last astral spark into it
Okay.
for 3 force damage.
Okay.
And then take my second slice at it as I just swirl the blade around, coming down straight where the
Right,
center
the
mass.
first cut, like you see it goes straight through one of the tetrapods, and like you see like it comes clean off, and then like after a second it kind of like stops, and like you see as like these arms come back and grab it and pull it back in, and it like kind of
Almost
ties
repairing.
it, like repairs itself and ties it back into itself.
Okay. It's still taking damage. It's just.
Oh yeah, it still
Yeah.
does damage, but it's
Okay.
just I'm just doing cool stuff.
Yeah, no, this sounds really cool. I love it. Yeah.
We just have to clarify.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
That's damage, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand.
Alright, second swing. So I swirl it back around. Motherfucker. 13. 12, sorry, 12.
12 will
Make the
not
math.
quite do it.
Yeah, that will. Action. As far as bonus action, I'm already raging, so nothing really for me. I'm good.
Okay. After Hoagie's Finn.
Alright, Finn is going to first use meta magic to to quicken chromatic orb.
Okay. Who are you attacking?
The advantaged
Okay.
5.
Sure. Makes sense.
It's all glowy.
Ooh, that's pretty good. That is a 25.
Yeah, they'll hit.
Uncharacteristic, because you've only seen him use flames, it's going to use coal.
Okay.
So it's going to be like, and it's going to like, show Finn's versatility to not just be the flame sorcerer.
Okay.
And
How much damage you do?
Excellent question. 40. So I'm using that as a quicken spell. Grab that, grab you.
That was good.
Pretty spicy. 10, 17, 19 cold damage.
It's super effective.
Hey!
How do you want to do that?
So Finn is just gonna he's gonna just get battered by the two arms, and he's gonna go, and he's gonna shake it off, and he's gonna go, get off my ship! And he's gonna
You got shot by arrows.
shot by arrows. He's gonna get hit by a couple arrows, and he's gonna throws it off to the side.
And notably, when you break the arrows, they disintegrate.
Get off my ship! And he's gonna snap, and it's just gonna be like this cold swirl that's just going to it's a big mass, and it's just gonna kind of spiral, and when it hits, the cold just it creeps super fast, kind of like Day After Tomorrow when the frost is coming into the library. It's just and then it just
Yeah, you just see
keep going.
this ice kind of get inside the joints of all of this automaton, and just kind of as you can see, usually it's trying to move constantly, as it just freezes, and it's frozen in place.
excellent.
Essentially an ice statue at this point. So.
And then I'm gonna go punch the other one.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Yeah.
All right.
This one is dead, so it's just gonna be back.
These other two are flying, right?
Yes,
But this guy
these are
is-
flying.
What was this other one?
This is one of those.
Okay, it's another one of those.
It's another 5.
Okay. 5, 2.
Yeah. It's 5. 2.
2.
Well, that ain't gonna do it.
No?
No, I only got a 10.
Yeah, you're right.
Rip. So he's gonna come up and he's gonna be like, shit. Miss the...
You just see like kind of like weak shoulder, like kind of like warble out of the way, like you to try and punch one of it, and it goes, that one goes up, and you like follow through the next one, and that one goes up too. It's remarkably agile for something that is this hulking machine. All right, after that is 52. And you just see this one kind of like, it's gonna back up 10 feet.
Turn of opportunity, who?
Mm-hmm. You can take that reaction if you like to.
Well, yes, no, because I didn't end up.
You didn't use a reaction yet.
Yeah, it's the top of the write-off. Still. That's not 13. 13, I assume, does not do it.
13 will not hit, no. So it's going to kind of like rear back, and you see it like get up all on its things and just kind of like and kind of cartwheel. It's gonna like and then hit you, and it's gonna continue going, reach out and try and smack Fithic, and then go all the way across and hit.
Do I get an attack?
Boogie.
opportunity?
You do. It does move. It does move through your threatened space.
Whoa.
It does not. Hogarth does not, because it is still within your threatened range.
Yeah.
But yes.
So definitely the daggers.
Mm-hmm.
Not the minus 1d the sickle. Where is that dagger? That's a dirty 20.
That'll hit.
Yay.
D4?
Let me just pull out a d4. Haven't done a dagger attack in a while. That's a 3.
3 damage.
3
Three
whole
pierce.
piercing damage. With my totally not
You're going to make a dexterity saving throw. You. Yes.
Yes. You. That wasn't great.
No.
That sucked, actually.
Yeah. Set.
Alright, so you slash at it, and it kind of like, you see one of the two gears like pop out awkwardly, and it catches your dagger, and it flies away with the monster.
Not my only, not, or actually it's not even my only, not one of my totally not magical daggers that I only took because they're available.
Alright, so now I'm going to resolve its attacks. It's going to do 2 against Finn. That is a 5 and a natural 20.
It'd be like this.
That is 16 damage.
Woo!
That is a maximum damage roll.
Oof. Been looking a little bit rough.
Oh, yeah.
And 1 to Fithic. And 18. That is 6 damage. And then 2 against Hogarth. That is a natural 1.
Just misses.
Yeah. And a 18 plus 4. 20.
Yeah, definitely hits, yeah.
And that's going to be 5 bludgeoning damage.
Down to 2.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, this whole rage thing, really nice, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Fuck AC, just don't take damage.
Jeez.
Anyway, I thought that was a cool thing that it did, so that's the end of its turn. Raleigh, you're up.
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool thing.
That was good. Little somersault attack.
Yeah, a little cartwheel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot an arrow
Cartwheel
before
death.
you won.
Yeah,
Because it tried to hit me back, and I'm like, okay, we can firefight, bitch.
do it.
Switch this to
21.
21 will hit.
my device is dying.
That's 11. See? And then I'm gonna action surge.
It's, you don't need to attack it again. That one is pierced through the eye as like the entirety of it just disintegrates. Oh, actually, yeah, this wouldn't be here. This disintegrates as well.
Well,
Whenever it dies, it disintegrates. So yeah, you see to addendum the frozen thing, and
That
then
one's
you,
gone.
you see it kind of like freeze, and then you see kind of like the metal of it just crack and crack and crack and like it's almost like fractals going through the whole thing until it just loses enough structural integrity that the ice also shatters and the entire thing just blows away.
Cool.
Mhm. So yeah, go ahead. Action search.
I go, nice. Immediately shift 41.
No, it's a natural one.
Well, re-roll it.
12.
Well, it doesn't hit, so the bowstring on your bow snaps.
Bitch.
The actual structural integrity of the bow is fine, and you have extra bowstrings, but it's going to take a. It's going to take It's going to take either an action or a successful sleight of hand check to restring your bow on your next turn. But unless you have anything else you want to do,
Nope.
Fithic.
Yeah. I'm going to dig really deep into my pit of how much I hate the Raven Queen, and summon.
You mean hell?
Yep, that's it. Summon the gateway between the stars to Hunger of Hazar, and I'm gonna open it just to where it hits the big guy and not Hoagie.
Understood.
Yeah. And so, there's this big black void that's like kind of sort of attached to me with some black wispy bits. And yeah, there's a lot of fun slurping noises
I'm
and
assuming
soft
I-
whispers.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I'm making some kind of
Yeah. I'm reading for that.
or a saving throw.
I totally would have told you. Is it a dex save? Yeah, I think it's a dex.
He rolled a natural 20.
That sucks.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, next day.
Yeah, the dex save for the acid. But then there's the 2d6 there.
Any creature starts its turn. Yeah, so there's a complete area effect,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's also a save. So you don't take the acid damage, but there's a natural 2d6 cold damage. It does.
When I start my next turn.
It says any creature that starts its turn. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
You avoided the tentacles.
It's cool.
All right. So 5 is dead. 42 is dead.
Oh, and it's magic blackness.
It's 5-2 to 5-1.
I
So
don't
there's
know.
only 5. There's 5, 2, and 4, 1.
I don't know if it can see in total blackness.
I'm not gonna tell
I
you.
feel like automatons can, but
Can I see it still?
technically no.
Good now.
All right.
Can you?
So
Oh, that's it's just
okay. So 41. That's gonna be its turn. So it's going to do. You're right underneath it, so it's gonna kind of look at you like it's gonna fly down and try and punch you. I think it's funny.
Does it have one of those like flyby things where it can fly down and then disengage after that? Or,
Like an owl.
or do I get an attack of opportunity?
No? Well, yeah, you can.
Punches you, you punch it back.
Feel so bad. It's a natural 20.
You get all of them now, right?
It'd be like that sometimes.
Oh no.
It's okay. Get all your natural 20s out now.
It's 9 damage.
And
Nope.
no.
Well,
Oh, you're an orc.
It's nearly down.
Alright, so like it goes on and it gets you, and then it starts to fly back up.
There we go. Present.
Alright, I'm gonna punch it.
Do it.
Oh, that's not right. That's not right. Stop that. Stop that.
Stop.
There we go. So my relentless endurance is gone.
Mhm.
But it's fine. Alright.
It's great to have 2 players that are so tanky and like has like I'm not dead yet because I can just wail on them without feeling bad.
Ooh, 19.
Yeah, that'll hit.
I'm gonna apply Divine Smite to it.
I'm so surprised.
Thank God. Alright. I'll apply.
This is 4-1 attacking you.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll apply a second level Divine Smite.
Jesus.
You shake it up.
12. So, okay. Right. So, this is my standard die for punching. So it's 4 bludgeoning and 14 radiant.
That's 18 damage?
Yes.
So, okay. So you kind of like, it kind of like gets you right in the face and just kind of, you just hear like, and you just like rage out, freaking, and it just, like gears just fly everywhere and then disintegrate. It's fucking dead.
Darn fuck.
I don't know what type of fucking you're doing, but if it's dead, that's.
He's just like, he's like, kind of like holding his,
Yeah.
his body is just like,
Yeah, like blood
Looking
down
like
the-
Rocky Balboa taking
I
on
came close
Apollo
to passing
3.
out from the pain.
getting close to passing out from the pain.
But top of the order, Pokey.
Okay, alright. I got a new fella.
You have a new fella.
So I'm just gonna
That fella has 1 damage on him.
start wailing on the new fella.
Yes, you can
Disadvantage, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I ain't reckless in against a 5.
Against 5 attacks, yeah. Probably smart.
Oh shit, motherfucker. 10 on the first hit.
No.
And the second one. That's better. Dirty 20.
Yeah, that'll hit. You're just like, "Ugh, it's in there somewhere."
Let's see. Plus 4. It's 15 slashing.
Okay.
And, 17 slashing because of rage. So that's it.
Okay, so that's. And then what? And then that's it.
That was my 2 attacks.
Okay.
Yeah, so that'll be it.
I make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Get advantage. Oh wait, I don't see it. I don't have advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Just roll her.
That sounds good. You may have just lost me my beautiful sword. 12.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you just feel like you feel it hitting, you're like ha, and then you just feel like like as it kind of like clamps down on your sword and just goes whoop into the inky blackness.
Okay.
Finn, or what? Anything else you want to do?
Nope, that's it. Yeah.
Finn, you're up.
I'm gonna bonus action cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay.
Uh,
You're at 1 HP, correct?
yes. And then I am going to kind of like, he's gonna kind of like walk over a little bit, and he's just gonna like cast another chromatic orb at this thing.
You have disadvantage.
Cannot.
Oh, it's inky black.
It is within the it's invisible to you, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
There's not enough area of effect spells for you guys quite yet, apparently.
Unfortunate. 10.
That's unfortunately not going to do it. So you just see the orb kind of fly through, and you don't hear or see anything change.
Rip.
Okay. It is now 5-2's turn, so it will take 2d6 cold damage.
That's 9 cold damage.
18 cold damage.
Very cool.
Based.
So, I mean, you know, disadvantage, super effective damage. You take it, what you can. It is, however, going. Is there any reason why it can't move out of it?
I can totally move. Oh, it is difficult terrain.
Okay, so it takes half of it. So it's going to jump and kind of like that while attacking and also releasing its paralyzing gas. Make a Constitution saving throw.
That's good. 22.
That's perfectly fine. You are good to go. Boom, boom, boom. Lowest one that I think is going to hit is a 16.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. That is 14 damage. Bludgeoning.
7.
As it kind of like jumps over you, just goes boom, boom, and then lands next to you and kind of like falls on you for another grapple attempt. So make it
Okay.
advantage. You can see it this time. You get advantage because you're raging. Okay.
This is going to be a dirty 20.
All right. So like it once again lands on you and just tries to clamp down, and you just throw it off of you.
Okay.
And you can see your sword that's kind of stuck into one of
Stick
the.
it to it.
It's stuck out of one of the pseudopods that is kind of like. You see it kind of like moving awkwardly around,
Okay.
but it's still effective.
Okay.
RoY, you're up. It is right below you, so you're gonna have a little bit of a difficult time shooting it from where you are.
I thought Finn went before.
Didn't Finn just go? Did I miss Finn?
Well,
No, Finn used his chromatic orb.
Yeah, it was Hoagie, then it's me, and then it's
52, and then it's RoY.
yeah.
Yeah, good.
I attempted to.
I know I screw up the initiative order sometimes, but I've been pretty good about it lately.
I got confused because Hoagie was doing things.
I was rolling save.
Oh,
Yeah.
because
Then
Hoagie made a roll, and then I said, Hoagie, you see your sword.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was like, context clues made me confused.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. It's my fault for not paying 100% attention.
Get Baja busted. I don't know what to tell you. Get on here.
I'm trying to restring my bow. That's a natural 20.
Actually.
Uh-huh.
Restring the hell out of that bow.
So you are able to restring the bow, for sure.
Put 2 strings on, pull back 2.
That's not how that
You would
works.
fucking loot.
Does it so
It's
easy?
instrument now.
Wow, 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 wow.
It's the idea that you've done it so often, and you're just like, fuck.
And then I shit the bed with my attack roll.
What is it?
11.
Not quite. Anything else you want to do?
Besides throwing more dice in jail.
Yes.
Let me see that. You need to be aware of the dice jail. That's very terrible item.
We got this for Cat because Cat has terrible luck.
Hey, I also have this dice jail.
Because you need 2 dice
We
shields.
put away the bad dice that have misbehaved on these rolls.
I mean, that dice gave me a natural 20 and then a 2.
It's
So,
fickle.
It is fickle. Well, in any case, it is now Nick's turn.
Yeah. And Fithik is going to cast Cloud of Daggers because I want to roll more d4s. And I love Cloud of Daggers. Who doesn't love Cloud of
It's
Daggers?
basically concentrated magic missile.
It's awesome.
It just stays there.
Yep. So,
It's a good thing I'm enacting like relative positioning on this. It's like, here it is. Oh god. Oh no. Into the ship it goes.
Oh god, it's cutting up the ship.
Oh god, there it goes.
Oh god, it's making sandwiches. Oh no. Oh Jesus.
It's the fucking thing from the Matrix.
So yeah, Cloud of Daggers, that shit.
With how much damage?
7, 9, 12.
12 slashing? 12 piercing?
Slashing, probably.
Daggers do piercing, so I'm not sure.
It's slashing.
Is-
Yeah, it does say
it's literally
slashing.
a cloud
I found
like
it.
slicing it.
Took me forever to find it.
Alright, you said it was 12 damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought there's no save for that.
There's no
literally-
save. The daggers just smack you.
Just suffer.
Is that now and at the beginning of my turn?
if you start your turn there? Yeah.
That is brutal. Alright. Well, Hoagie, you're up.
All right. My sword's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, my belly's like, okay.
I know exactly what I want you to do, and I'm hoping you do it, but I'm not going to tell you what it is.
So I could just
Sword in the stone.
I could pull up the great axe. What would it take, action economy wise, for me to grab my sword?
I would make you use one of your attacks of your attack action.
Okay. I don't know what it is. Could I grab the sword that's in it and just slice from one grabbing it, or no?
Mm-hmm, you could.
It's in it right now.
Do you want me to give you a hint of what you want me to do?
Because
What I want you to do?
my idea is just to. It's in it. Okay, I'm gonna stab it further. Like
Sure. You
but-
can do that.
Yeah. What's your hint?
Well, what else is your sword?
Oh yeah. Wouldn't sure if it had disadvantage though, because I'm up close.
It's inside of it.
It's inside it. I feel
Look,
like it hit.
I'm not going to give you disadvantage if the sword is stuck inside the thing.
Okay. Yeah. I'll use the. So you're gonna see.
Like, imagine how cool what I'm saying.
Yeah,
is.
no.
You really think I'm going to give you disadvantage? for
Yeah.
that?
So Hoagie is just.
I'm not even sure you really need to hit for it if it's inside of it.
Just in it. But anyway.
There's no hit to be made.
Hoagie is just going to. Appreciate you holding on to that deer, and he grabs it and then just pulls the trigger.
Nice.
On it.
Just do damage.
Okay. That is a G.
Roll a d20 just in case you get
Yeah, roll a dexterity saving throw to actually like jump onto him and grab it.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say just in
Try to
case you rolled natural.
Or actually do it. Make it athletics. An athletics check.
So still have athletics. Still have advantage on those. It's a 17 with athletics.
It's more than enough.
Okay.
So roll for damage.
Which is it?
I was going to say he should roll to see if he gets a natural 20.
You could if you wanted to.
8 plus 4 is 12. 12 piercing damage.
Alright, how you want to do it?
He's going to take, like, just literally grab it, pull the trigger, and then as the barrel spins, he's going to pull it out and slice up, pulling the trigger again as
Nice.
it just pulls the sword out of the stone.
What I wanted you to do specifically was just like grow up there, grab it, and just go. But yeah, like you just like, go in there, blow, and like you just see the whole kind of mechanism just go blow out the bottom of it, and then like it kind of like you see it kind of, and then like just lifts up as you throw it off of the boat, and it just disintegrates as it flies away.
Finn's gonna be like, he's gonna kind of like walk over, and he's still like, he's kind of fucked up. And he's just gonna look at Hoagie and be like, as you were, fall over.
Adrenaline done.
Someone on that? Someone on
Raleigh is down as fast as she fucking can.
I'm not much better, honestly. Don't you Navy folk have like the healing potions or something?
Sandwich.
Yes.
You solved my pentagrams puzzle.
You eat my last sandwich of the day.
I'm like flying things.
I thought this gave you guys equal opportunity to show off your skills.
Yeah, I think it's fun how I have one character that if you're not within 5 feet, she can do nothing. And I have another character that's like, I can hit you from 600.
Stay away from me.
Stay away from me.
I am one of the ship's artillery.
Pretty much, yeah. One of these days, I have several ship-to-ship combat ideas all set and ready to go for you guys. I'm very excited to get to that part.
I was hoping to get. I was wanting a natural 18 on my sword
Mm-hmm.
because when it's in sword mode, I hit a natural 18. It does the slice and then it also shoots at the same time.
Yeah, true.
So
That
I
was
was hoping I get to use that.
Yeah, because I was thinking about that. I'm like, we have the crew. I don't want them involved in a fight like this, but
Most of the time, they won't. The only time the crew will intervene is if things are going very badly. They're not especially combat specialists.
because they're more like munitions.
They're support staff.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys, after a brutal fight against
I think it's bedtime.
some unknown assailants, that I'm going to have you guys make history checks to see if you are familiar with this particular enemy. It's going to be pretty high.
21. Yes, damn it!
You're right there.
I rolled a 10. 8.
16.
Okay. You have like this vague recollection that you've seen it somewhere in some military text. Like it's not the first time anyone's ever seen this, but you can't quite think of like the specifics of what it is.
Mm.
Okay.
John thinks he knows. Pokey.
I mean, I literally said you solved my puzzle,
Very irrelevant.
but it's definitely not the context of what you think it is.
Okay.
But yes,
I mean, the description seemed like almost like a modified version of it. Like
everything that I do is modified. I love to just take
Yeah.
something and be like, I'm gonna fuck with this.
yeah, like the way you describe the heat source of
Mhm.
it. Yeah.
So yes, I'm gonna give you guys the ability to use a short rest now if you like. But it's a couple hours until you guys arrive at the Asgard system, and as you warp out of wild
Is it
space,
4-ish hours?
sure. Why?
Because I can take a long rest.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's about 5 hours or so.
Wait, I think I can too.
If you're an elf, then you can.
Well,
If only,
making sure I'm
if only you were a spellcaster.
I definitely have exhaustion.
Well, I'm gonna have spells, but you know.
You have exhaustion.
Oh yeah, I went down.
That's
Do we
right.
play that way?
That's yeah.
And also,
okay.
technically, I'm on my second fight of the day.
That's a modified thing.
I
don't know.
like that way, but
Why are you
Play that way?
exhausted?
Yeah. That's a homebrew thing I do.
Oh
Wait, I thought do you pass out afterwards?
no, it's kind of more of a bit, but
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna.
no, I
you
was
don't
at 1
get-
hit point. I was fine.
Yeah, you don't get exhaustion.
Yeah.
You fucking are in pain, and like this fucking blows, but you're fine. Relatively.
I'm so.
You actually wouldn't have got it from mine either because you didn't technically go unconscious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he role played going unconscious. He didn't get beaten
Yeah.
unconscious.
If you mechanically go unconscious,
Yeah.
is when you get exhaustion from mine.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you can use if you have any hit dice remaining. Use it to heal if you like.
Yeah, I see the last of mine.
Okay, cool. And then the two of you that did a long rest get half of your hit points or your hit dice back, and all of your hit points
I
back.
think it counts.
Yeah, we'll do it for you automatically.
Okay.
System.
Cool. Very nice. And like as you warp into this system, it is strikingly pretty. Like even the background of like I want to say it's not the Milky Way, but like that kind of same kind of like star field, like the gaseous like background.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Sparkles
nebula
beautifully.
almost, yeah.
There's so much like activity in the star field, and like you just see this almost serene, beautiful gas giant with this massive ring system slowly rotating with like these very pretty moons rotating around it. And that, I think, is exactly where we need to end the session for today as we kind of take in the sights of the Asgard system.
Do you know what else is breathtakingly beautiful?
What's that?
All of the content on our Twitter.
Very
our
true.
Instagram. And Hive and Mastodon and Facebook and Patreon, because they get extra special content. Like art and videos and early access to all of these videos.
There's so much excellent bonus art in our Patreon from Mary. She's been working her butt off to just pump that content into that Patreon, and it's so good. It's very entertaining. If you like the podcast, if you like the characters, you're going to love the art. It's so much fun.
It's basically the art that we post, but I finish it. And art that I draw just for us girls. We post to the Patreon. Speculative stuff that I draw for funsies. Doodles from my notebooks.
Yeah, all the little things you see her doing while we're playing the game, those are on Patreon, and those are fun.
I love to draw.
But yeah, tons of value on our Patreon, and it's only going to get better and better the farther we go along. So please check it out. If you want to support us, that's the best way to do it. If you don't want to go to Patreon, we completely understand. Please like this video on YouTube, subscribe. You could do the bells, but we pretty much release on the same time every week, unless there's a special, in which case we'll very much tell you about it. But yeah, Tuesdays, 10 p.m.
Yeah, stomach growl.
So yeah, there's been a lot of that today.
Yeah.
Additionally, take a look at the link below for Dice Legion and use the code LIZARD to get 10% off and support us that way maybe. And check out our friends over at Rolling for What Now, because they are pretty awesome.
We got a little clip for you after our outro. You'll see a little clip from them.
All right. Well, thank you for coming once again. I hope everyone had fun. I hope everyone had fun playing and had fun watching. We'll see you guys next time at Lizards in Locations.
Doing really.
Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to the world of Eldenhelm, a magical place filled with mystery and majestic beasts. We follow the chronicles of our adventurers brought together by a mysterious being known as Vindon. Many exciting adventures await these unlikely heroes. Follow their excellent adventures on a podcast platform near you, right there, by you, on your phone.
What's your phone?
Oh, hi, Trouble.
Yeah, hi.
You're supposed to be with your party.
I heard you talking.
Oh, okay.
So I came over.
Okay, well, head on back to your friends. You know, tell the people bye.
What people?
These ones. I mean,
Well, I don't see any people.
you
Where?
know, you know what, just check out the podcast, guys. I need to
What's
get
the
her
podcast?
back. Come on,
What are you talking about? Like, people.
Rolling for What Now? Find us on all social media and wherever you get your podcasts. And flowcode.com/pages/rolling for what now.